In the heart of the desert, we are in Tempe, Arizona. And we are on the campus of Arizona State University, where the Sun Devils rise and the heat never breaks. Tonight, Olympians, champions of combat sports, all battle on Real American Freestyle. This is RAF06, live on Fox Nation. And we are live inside of the Mullen Arena. They have packed it, standing room only. Let's get things started with the one and only Jazz Securo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mullen Arena in Tempe, Arizona. Tonight we are live on Fox Nation, and it is time for RAF06. Olympic champions, world champions, MMA superstars, the best in the world converge here tonight. All eyes on us, the new main stage of wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, Tempe, Arizona. Who's ready for RAF06? Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are able. Remove your caps and honor the singing of our national anthem, and for all of our troops that are overseas tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Alexis Wilkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? God bless y'all. God bless our troops.
For the sold-out crowd in Tempe, Arizona, and all the fans streaming live around the world on Fox Nation, time now for Real American Freestyle!
Give me some of that power. Give me some of that power. I wanna feel it in my blood, feel it in my veins, show you that I can't be tamed. Give me some of that power.
And welcome inside a sold-out Mullen Arena here in Tempe, Arizona, on the campus of ASU, where tonight we got some ASU guys that won national championships that are here, like Bubba Jenkins and Valencia, and we got an Arizonan that at Maryville High School went on to become an Olympic champion in Henry Cejudo. I'm Cyrus Fees, and I am alongside MMA royalty, of course, former champion herself, UFC champion Juliana Pena, and then, of course, undefeated, untouched. Man, this guy's the GOAT, right? It's Chill, Peace, Son, and on commentary as well. And what a night it's going to be, especially if you do have to be a UFC fan, because we have two legends in the main event. Henry Cejudo, Urijah Faber. I want to go to you, Chill. because I know you know about Henry Cejudo and that huge impact he made when he won that gold medal.
In 2008, now to remind you, that's the same team Ben Askren was on. That's the same team Daniel Cormier was on. Henry Cejudo became the youngest American to ever bring home a gold medal, and he did it without going through college, which had never been done before.
No doubt about it. And then, of course, he faces Urijah Faber and Juliana. I think a lot of people were asking questions about this matchup. Why Urijah Faber? What a lot of folks don't know is this guy has a wrestling pedigree, and he's very serious on the mats.
Absolutely, Cyrus. Urijah Faber got a late start. He hasn't been wrestling since he was 4 or 5 years old, like some of these wrestlers that you're going to see tonight. However, he was a high school standout, made it into the NCAA blood rounds in 2002, but took his wrestling into his MMA career because wrestling wasn't a goal of his, and obviously Real American Freestyle didn't exist at the time. Now he's been active, he's been training in his grappling promotion, and I heard that there's a gold medal on the line tonight, and I know that he is ready to make his Real American debut and snatch that gold away from Henry Cejudo.
The gold medal's on the line. I think that's unofficial. We'll see in our main event tonight. We're going to kick things off here in the welterweights. It is Mugzy, our guy, our hype guy, a guy that loves getting on the mat, taking on a UFC Hall of Famer in Clay Guida. It all happens now here on RAF6. Let's go to Jazz Sakura.
Wrestling fans, we begin in the Real American Freestyle welterweight division. Please welcome entrepreneur, marketing mastermind, wrestling out of Kansas City, Missouri, Mugzy Buchanan.
And here comes Mugzy, always making an impact. This guy is always electrified, has so much energy. When he's not here, we're talking about a mastermind, a businessman. We're talking about a hype guy here for RAF. Oh, and by the way, he is willing to get on the mats and prove it, Juliana. I love what Mugzy brings to the table. You never know what you're going to get, but you know it's going to be fun.
Mugzy never says no. He is the guy that you can call no matter what. 3 o'clock in the morning, he's picking up that phone and he's going to say yes. He's entertaining. He brings a fresh set of eyes to the sport, and he is game. He is dangerous for any opponent because he is so game.
His opponent, legendary UFC Hall of Famer, wrestling out of Chicago, Illinois, the Carpenter, Clay Guida.
An absolute icon of mixed martial arts, Clay Guida, for over 20 years. You know, Chael, this guy's gas tank is unlimited. That was the hallmark of his MMA career, and it even got him into the UFC Hall of Fame. But Clay has been re-energized here on the RAF mat.
Well, interesting word you use in energy, because I don't know of anybody that has more of it than Clay Guida. I think he's taking an energy drink right now. I could be wrong, and that's a Real American beer. But either way, he's got his brother in his corner, which is a staple. This is a family affair with the Guida family.
No doubt about it. Clay Guida, this guy is all aggression, and he loves being out here on RAF. Clay Guida looking to get his first win in Real American Freestyle against always entertaining Mugzy Buchanan. Live on Fox Nation. Let's get this party started. Let's go to Jazz. And here we go. Time to get it cracking here, folks. RAF6 live here at Arizona State University, the Mullet Arena. It is jam-packed, literally standing room only here, folks. And I'll tell you, we're at the press conference. Juliana, Mugzy is serious about this. He wants to prove he is not a joke, that he is legit, and he belongs to be on these mats.
He does belong. He is a martial artist. A lot of people don't know this, but he's a 5-time Shotokan karate champion. 5 times. Imagine, I'm only a 2-time world champion. He's a 5-time world champion in Shotokan. He definitely is made for competing in combat sports. Ooh, nice shot there by Mugzy. Stuffed by Clay Guida.
Jill, what's the key to this matchup here? We know what Guida brings. We've been watching him for 2 decades. Does he just kind of stick? Oh, and there we go. Now, we've seen that plenty of times, Jill. Blood coming down the face of Clay Guida. I think that's kind of normal for him.
I think the referee's going to let it go. The referee has the right to stop this, give him up to 5 minutes to wipe it off, but Clay wiped it, licked it, the ref blew the whistle, so here we are. You asked me what the key is here. I mean, generally the rule of thumb would be athleticism to favor the younger guy in Mugzy, but that would also go to a conditioning factor, and I'm not certain that Mugzy, or anybody for that factor, can out-condition Clay Guida.
Clay Guida has amazing conditioning. He's been wrestling with the IC wrestling team for the last 6 weeks in Chicago. He's been also coaching that team for their entire season. They just came out with 5 state champions this last week or 2.
Well, he's been scored on. It's 2-0 here. Mugzy draws the first points and the first blood tonight as Clay Guida leading early on here, just over a minute in. And how about that? Mugzy has to feel good. That's a confidence booster there for Mugzy, who has yet to pick up a victory. This is his 3rd time out, so this is a big opportunity for him. Clay Guida is all fired up. That's going to be a step out.
Mugzy was adamant. You know, like you said, he dropped 3. He was adamant. Listen, I promise you I'm going to win this match, he said at the press conference. He's never been more certain in his life, and you can see that. He's very aggressive, and like you said, confidence booster, pushing him out, getting that push-out point. But they're calling time for Clay Guida for the blood time.
Yeah, they got to take a look at the blood. It's not something you see often in these matches. They literally shot in at the exact same time, and that's where that happened. And that's where we sit here, 3-0, 37 seconds left here in the very first round. Remember, it's 3 2-minute round here, freestyle rules. And there we go.
He's an entertaining guy. He's not a UFC Hall of Fame for nothing.
No joke.
One time I did that, and the other guy got knocked out when we bonked heads. The second time I did that, I was seeing stars. It was the white lightning I was starting to see. So, you know, wondering if that kind of hit plays into his mental at all, knowing that he's seeing his own blood. But I have a feeling it's not going to affect Clay in the slightest as much as, you know, it might have me, for example, because Clay is just a ball of energy.
Yeah, Clay doesn't care, right?
No, he's electric.
None given.
He's electric.
No F's given when it comes to Clay Guida, right? Here we go. We're getting right back down to business. 3-0 Mugzy. This is prime Guida. Guida wants to bleed. That's what he does.
Circle, Mugzy.
See the urgency here by Clay Guida initiating contact.
Trying to control that zone, looking for that low single. Oh, and he gets the double. That's 2 for exposure. Nicely done by Clay Guida.
I believe they gave 2 to Mugzy, 1 for Guida for a reversal is what the referee held up. I believe.
No, yeah, Mugzy sits at 5 now. Guida just picked up the 2, but he closes in a little bit. Mugzy still, though, with a 3-point lead as we draw the end of round number 1. And that is where we leave it.
Well, I'm going to go back to this. If the referee gave a 2-point exposure, then you cannot have a takedown. All you can have is a reversal. If they are going to give Mugzy 2, they are forced to give Clay 1. The score of this match should be 5-1.
Let's take a look at the replay. Chael, what do you see?
All right, take a look at this replay. So, this is where they clashed.
Yeah, headbutt.
That's where we got the blood. But we'll go a little bit further in, and you're going to see that from Guida.
All right, I'm waiting here, guys. I thought we were going to see an exchange at the end.
We're getting there, Chael. We're getting there, Chael. We got to get back into the next round. As it stands, though, the score still sits at 5-2. Of course, our judges, our referees have a chance to go back and look at replays and amend it if they need to. They decided not to, so that's where we stand. Nice attempt there by Mugzy. And a little finger wag. No, 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 says Clay Guida. He's really having fun out there, Juliana. I mean, it's like being a kid again out there for Clay Guida.
Yeah, Clay is, you know, he's not a spring chicken, but you would think that he's, you know, an 18-year-old kid with as much as energy as he has. He's electric.
All right? Now that could be two Mugzy. That could be scored 2-2. Looks like the referee is just giving
They are.
1 2-point award to Mugzy.
Yep. Trying to hip heist over, Clay. Holding on to that ankle.
Yeah, he didn't complete the takedown, and Mugzy was able to get the exposure. Got 2 more points. Great work there by Mugzy. I mean, and it just seems like it's the freestyle rules, and it seems like Mugzy is just more adept to it. It just seems like every exchange, he's a step ahead of Clay right now.
Mugzy took this camp more seriously than he ever has before. He was training down there with Jordan Oliver, who we're going to see later tonight. Nice attempt for Clay Guida again.
He gets another one. I mean, this is great work here by Mugzy.
Mugzy gets the reversal points.
Rinse and repeat, and there's generally a rule in combat when you're talking MMA boxing, or in this case wrestling, which is if something works once, use it all night.
Right, you don't have to be a jack of all trades. You just got to master 1 or 2 things and then nail them.
That could be 4, and
It's
it is.
4 and 4, so we're still going to be sitting here at 7.
That's
no,
that
a
feet to back?
6-point
That's
lead.
a technical fall, I believe.
we're calling it a tech fall, but
Looking for the tilt. Does he get it?
this is where it stands. This is where we leave it. That was interesting. It looked like there was 4 and 4. It looked like both Clay Guida got 4, and it looked like Mugzy got 4. What did you see, Chael? Because that was a little confusing, I'll be honest with you. It looked like they gave points to Guida as well.
It was a feet to back, and the referee was not aware that it was a technical fall, so he allowed the action to continue. When Clay got it gut-wrenched, the referee scored the 2 points, not understanding that we'd already got to our 10-point deficit, and this match is over.
There it is.
And Mugzy going into the crowd, bringing those young boys with him. He is
What a
inspiration
moment. This is
because
huge.
he doesn't come from a lot. He's an inspiration, and so happy and excited to be here to be able to show that you can compete with the big dogs that have been doing this their entire life. Happy for him.
I may be going out on a limb, but I think there were more fans because you talk about all these kids here. They know Mugzy. They don't know Clay Guida like that. You got their dads that know Clay Guida because we saw him in the UFC do so much. But these kids love Mugzy and what he does on social media, what he does here at RAF. And why not? I mean, he finishes up and picks up a tech fall. That's massive for him. Over Clay Guida. That's crazy.
Yes, absolutely, Clay, and I'm really happy for him because I know how hard he's been working to get this win. Not only that, but like you said, he brings a fresh pair of eyes into this sport, and that's what we like to see here at RAF.
All right, to make it official, let's go to Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 31 seconds remaining in period number 2, final score 13-3. Your winner by technical fall, Mugzy.
All right, let's go to Chael Sonnen standing by here with our winner.
Mugzy, congratulations on the victory. I must say, you look a little upset in victory. What is going through your mind?
My first time cutting weight in 10 years. I lost 12 pounds in 12 hours. I trained so hard for this. And everybody thought I was gonna lose and I would never win a match ever. But I just showed these kids I could do it and they could do it too.
Mugzy, not only did you win, you just finished a UFC Hall of Famer. What was just said between you and Clay Guida?
He wanted to go to the hospital with me because we both cut up, which I'm not surprised. Clay Guida is how he is. He get cut up quick. So I respect him so much. I can't believe I just did that. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I can't believe this is happening right now. I cut this weight. I can't believe this.
Mugzy, dare I call you an inspiration? I certainly must call you a winner. Who would you like to face next?
I'm in no position to call nobody out. I'm here just to show these kids they can do it too. I'm in no position to call nobody out. I love everybody. I'm no enemy to nobody.
You just made a fan out of a lot of people, myself included. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mugzy.
Inspiration, as we see Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, out here in the crowd. A lot of superstars in the building. Mugzy putting on an incredible performance, and the kids are loving him here at the Mullet Arena. A lot to get to tonight, including a welterweight title fight. King David Carr picked up that title at RAF2, and now he takes it against a guy that inspired him in Bubba Jenkins. Oh, baby, all here tonight on RAF6. And here we Carr, right on ASU's campus. This is the Mullet Arena. This is where they usually throw down on the hockey rink. Well, tonight, they are throwing down on the mats here. Real American Freestyle live here on Fox Nation. Now, one part about the RAF experience that everybody loves, especially our young fans, is the RAF fan zone. I mean, this is amazing. They bring out everybody, and they all get a chance to meet their favorite wrestler, their favorite RAF superstar. That all happens at the fan zone, and that is every event. They're all here. These guys have been weighing in. You got Colby Covington in the house. Of course, Henry Cejudo in our main event, Kadik. So many incredible athletes. Clay Guida, Aljamain Sterling. Like, this is a who's who of combat sports. Oh, and the California kid, Urijah Faber. Well, folks, how about underdogs? Play RAF for cash. Make picks on the number of takedowns for a chance to win. Scan the flow code or use code FREESTYLE to get an exclusive bonus and make your picks. It's all with underdogs. NXTbets.com/play RAF. It is time to keep it moving. Our next match here tonight, it's the featherweights, and we got an incredible matchup here. A man, the former RAF champion Jordan Oliver, who's actually still undefeated, U.S. national champion, former featherweight champion RAF, welcomes in Bo Bartlett, bronze at the Under-20 Worlds. Man, incredible, 120 in 5 seasons at Penn State, and now he is an RAF athlete. Oliver Bartlett coming up next. Let's go to Jazz Securo.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match is in the RAF featherweight division. Please welcome two-time NCAA national champion and the former Real American Freestyle featherweight champion, wrestling out of Easton, Pennsylvania, Fat Dude Jordan Oliver.
That dude indeed. Jordan Oliver, J.O. He won the RAF title against Real Woods in Chicago at RAF 3, but because of a weight cut issue, he had to be stripped of the title, but then goes and beats Real Woods again. It was absolutely amazing, Joe. Can you just sum this up?
Oh,
Incredible.
This guy ruined the party. Jordan Oliver was not supposed to do this. Real Woods is the #1 guy in the United States. Now, when Jordan missed weight for his last contest, he was stripped. This is not a title match, just so you understand. He's going to be taking on Bo Bartlett, and Jordan Oliver, as an undefeated former champion, is actually on the road back to redemption, and that's what we're about to see tonight.
That dude is on the mats once again, ready to show out and stay undefeated.
His opponent, 3 times NCAA All-American, NCAA national finalist, wrestling out of New York City, Bo Bartlett.
And what a talent here is Bo Bartlett. Of course, this is his hometown here, Tempe, Arizona. Goes out to Penn State and just does legendary things. Juliana, Bo Bartlett's excited to be a part of this roster. And to get J.O. the first time out, what a debut.
Absolutely, Bo Bartlett, welcome to Real American Freestyle. I'll quote it from Bo himself. He said yesterday he's been wrestling since he was a week old, and that's quite the statement.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't even think they do him that early in Dagestan. I think they at least let him get to 2 or 3, right?
Well, he's been wrestling since he was a week old, and J.O. Jordan Oliver had said, listen, I saw Bo on the circuit when he was just knee-high to a pig's eye, little guy. And he said, you know, our styles are very similar. We have similar type of styles. So this is could be possibly changing of the guard in this matchup. But Jordan Oliver, what a veteran. He knows how to play the game. He knows how to do the cat and mouse game, and he is the best at it.
Tied up right here, still scoreless. And Joe, you know, I had a chance to talk to J.O. today, and he said, you know, they just keep throwing the best at me. I absolutely love it. He's like, but every once in a while, I wouldn't mind getting one of these MMA fighters so I can tag him.
Hey, J.O. is an MMA fighter himself, and when you got his many gold medals as he does, I don't think it's going to be anything but iron on iron. I will tell you, Bo Bartlett has made a commitment to himself and to the sport. He's going to go through at a minimum, through the 2028 Olympic Games, and he does represent this new chapter that Jordan Oliver is thinking of coming back and joining. But for now, Bo Bartlett is one of the top guys in the country. country. Last time he entered a U.S. Open, by example, he made the finals where he came in a little bit short of Jesse Mendez.
Very much in his prime, 25 years old, recently moved to New York City RTC Wrestling Club, and says he is thriving, loves being in the city. So far, so good here. And of course, we know Jordan Oliver is a slow starter. We've seen that in his appearances here at RAF, but still undefeated.
When I'm looking across the mat, we got a real who's who. I think I've seen Holly Holman looking right at Sean O'Malley. I see Maram, I see Colby Covington.
Michelle Watterson's here.
We got a point here for Bartlett. That was due to the shot clock.
Action.
Not enough action. We got to have action here at RAF. So we got to step out, and here goes 2 points here for Bo Bartlett early on.
Push out.
Don't let your professionalism interrupt Julian and I's conversation.
That's right.
Oh, back to the match. Oh, I see how it is. Oh, good shot there by J.O.
Oh, nice stuff by Bo Bartlett. That was sharp.
Big sprawl there by Bo Bartlett. He holds on tight, and that is where we ended. 2-0 Bartlett after 1 round. Are you surprised, Chip?
A little bit, I am, yes. First off, Bartlett's a little bit faster. Maybe that isn't a surprise. Jordan Oliver is a little bit bigger, but for Jordan Oliver to use that size, he's got to get his hands on him. He can't always wrestle him in the open. As an Oklahoma State couple-time national champion, he likes to wrestle in the open. It's one thing that Jordan, as he gets older, needs to adapt.
Yeah, but last time, Jordan Oliver, same thing. He was playing that cat and mouse game.
It all tracks.
This is the way that he plays. He literally leaves it to the last second, and then bam, he's winning, and then he wins gold, and you're like, wow, he is a veteran. So don't sleep on Jordan Oliver. He still has 2 more periods to get it done.
Absolutely. Real American Freestyle live here from the Mullet Arena. Welterweight championship bout later on tonight. And of course, Henry Cejudo, Urijah Faber in our main event. As you can see, Bo Bartlett already pushing the pace once again. Maybe trying to extend that lead a little bit here on Jordan Oliver.
And Bo Bartlett, he's got his own YouTube channel. He's a great motivational speaker, talking to the young folks. And he's got a lot of wisdom. He's definitely more wise than his years suggest. And I asked him, I said, how are you feeling about everything? He says, I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone anymore. I feel like I'm more myself than I ever have, and I genuinely love showing up every single day. So this is just what he does. Another walk in the park for Bo Bartlett.
Yeah, certainly anytime you draw J.O., not going to be a walk in the park. And J.O., so incredibly crafty, waiting for an opening. Just over a minute here in period 2.
Nice. There we go.
He had a long line at the fan zone. I mean, Bo Bartlett, I think, you know, bringing in social media, and you know this, obviously you have a big following yourself, Chael does as well, is that, you know, it's changed the entire game for wrestling. You know, you have these influencers, and it's cool to be a wrestler, and it's just, it's a different game now, Chael. These guys are very famous. All these wrestlers get a ton of attention here for the
There it
kids.
is. It finally worked. Nice low single for J.O.
It's going to be a telling point in this match. Jordan has got to convert this to points. Now, he's got an option to run him out of bounds and get 1. He's getting greedy for the takedown, but Bartlett stepped out of bounds, possibly on purpose, which is a good strategy. Give up the 1, not 2.
I just wish that the ref would have let him have 1 more second. It's so quick on that timing. If there's no action within the first 2 seconds and you're not completing that takedown, they are blowing the buzzer, and you got to start all over again, going back to the drawing board. So that's what makes it difficult. Once you snatch something up, you have to go for it.
Now, Bartlett is on the clock right now.
There it is again, that low single. Very nice. Pushing him out, looking to push him out. Does he get it, Chael?
He does get it, and by the way, takes the lead.
Yes,
takes
he does.
a lead. Now, they gave him 2 on the scoreboard. That's not right. This was just 1.
No, he got the 1 for the shot clock as well. He got the shot clock, and he got the push out.
Cyrus, you're right. It is 3-2.
There I go, interrupting, you know, your commentary with my professionalism. I'm sorry
how
about
dare
that,
your
Chael.
facts interrupt my story?
Less than 10 seconds left here in period 2 as the chess match continues between Jordan Oliver and Bo Bartlett.
And it is a chess match
It is.
play. It is 1 brick at a time. You're literally layering these bricks 1 brick at a time and taking 1 point at a time. J.O. in the lead, 3-2 at the end of the second period. This is going to get spicy in period 3 here, and I'm looking forward to it.
Let's take a look at the replay here, Chael, and you saw it. That was a smart move by Bartlett not to give up multiple points and just step out, give up the 1.
Yes. Yeah, whether that was on purpose or he just stepped out of bounds, either way, it was the right move. And I'd like to remind you, as we've got a 3-2 score here, Here we're seeing J.O. again, and that's exactly how he beat Real Woods. Not just the first time, but both times was with that push out. I would like to remind you, Bartlett just needs a score to take the lead. What do I mean by that? It could be a takedown, it could be a push out. If he gets any point, whoever scores last in the event of a tie has the criteria victory.
Yes, that's happened on 2 different occasions, and both times Jordan Oliver has been involved, and Jordan Oliver has come out on top. Here we are in the 3rd period.
And Bo Bartlett controlling the zone, wrestling on the edge there, trying to get that push out, and he hits it.
And he takes the lead for now.
For now, 1 brick at a time, 130 left in period 3. That's a lot of time. Going back to the well with that low single. It's stuffed by Bo Bartlett. Nicely done.
I do enjoy watching Jordan more when he feels that sense of urgency, because his offense is very beautiful, but he only mounts it when he has to. Only score when you have to. It's kind of like a veteran philosophy. He's going to get this. He got it.
Sure is.
He does it.
But no, they're not giving a point. Though.
Why?
That's not a point, because I think it was because he was fully down.
Oh, because
right?
he was on his knees. That's
exactly.
right. You're right, Clay.
And that was a great play there by Bo
Timeout.
Bartlett.
Timeout.
They call that a grounded athlete. And to explain what a grounded athlete is very complicated, because it's open to interpretation.
Is he saying he's not getting, why didn't he get the point?
Yes.
Is that what he's saying?
Yes, he's wondering where his point was.
I got it.
Now, just to share with you, as the night goes on, depending on whose interpretation, meaning depending on which official it is, you could see that called differently. Rhetorically, it is a very hard position to explain.
I bet you he was upset about that, because maybe that could have been his strategy the whole time, and he was like, wait a second, my strategy just got taken away from me. I wasn't expecting that.
Jules, when I look at that push out we just saw, and I juxtapose that with the push out that Jordan used to beat Real Woods, that was the same position by my eyes.
Yeah, no, the first match and the second match was like a rinse and repeat, a same exact match where he left it to the last second to get those push out points to win. And nicely done. Way to steal the center there for Jordan Oliver.
Jordan Oliver has to get moving here. 3-3. Bartlett has the lead. He's going for the push. And so incredibly close. And that is still a grounded opponent. And that's going to frustrate J.O. He has to get moving. He has 20 seconds regardless of how he feels about it. No point is awarded here. The referee did not give him the point. Now he's contesting it.
J.O. is focusing on the wrong things. You only have 23 seconds left, and you
stopped.
already know that they didn't give you that push-out point from him being on the knees the first time. So just forget about it and get your offense going. You got 23 seconds to make it happen.
You're absolutely right, Juliana. He is focused on the wrong thing right now. He's out of his element with 23 seconds, Jill. This is not where you want to be. You just kind of have to bite down and go after it. He's been able to do it before. He's just going to have to do it again.
He also, guys, sorry to interrupt you, Julian, but he does not have the right.
I was going to say,
Jordan does not have the right.
He's making his own brick call when there's no brick calls, and he's advocating for himself when he shouldn't be.
There is a call known as delay of match, and he is guilty of it right now. If this official would like to call a point for delay of match, he could. Jordan needs to get back to the center.
The old spilling of the ice from the bucket in the corner trick.
Yes, 20 seconds left. Can J.O. get it done? He's done it before. Bo Bartlett, so incredibly tough, so quick, seems to be a step ahead of the 4-time NCAA champion.
Jordan's got to get it done here. He's got very short time.
There's going to be a little controversy. And there we go, he's going for the push.
He got it. No, what the ref called, no.
He doesn't call it, that's it. This match is over unless they go back and they look. This could be really close. They got to look at the judges. Did he step out? Our referee on the match says no, but they can look at the replay.
You need 2 feet out,
you
right?
You got to do 2, right?
It was only 1 foot.
So there it is.
I don't have my glasses on, but it was only 1 foot.
Mired in controversy here. Jordan Oliver, his undefeated streak seems to be gone now as he tried to make magic once again, but he doesn't get it. Izzy Martinez, of course, one of our founders.
Here we go.
Talking it over with our officials, and let's take a look at the replay.
I appreciate the passion, but I do not believe there is a mechanism in place to look at this. Now, that was a previous spot.
But does he pick up his feet at all there? And that's really, really close, Jill. Take a look.
I don't disagree with you that it's really close. I'm just sharing with you this call has been made, and there is not a mechanism to revisit this.
But at the end of the round, the judges can look at it and they can amend it. That's what I'm saying. So if they go back, they see replay and they see proof, they can put another point on the board.
They
just did it. And that's what I'm saying.
What?
Jordan Oliver gets the point.
Wow.
The squeaky wheel gets the grease,
That is
gets the
veteran
point.
moves. That is veteran moves. Jordan Oliver, very savvy to the game. He knows the rules. He knows what he's doing, obviously. Oh, wow. They gave him 2.
Jordan Oliver
They
gets
gave him
2
2.
points. Incredible.
Poor Bo Bartlett. He thought he was going to win that just for a second. And they took one of Bo's points away.
We can make a meme out of that face. Let's go to Jeff Securo right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 periods and a final score of 5-3, your winner, Fat Dude Jordan Oliver.
They're not loving it here at Arizona State, but J.O. gets another win. Like I said, squeaky wheel. He made a contest to the officials, and they are within right to make that change, and that's what they did. Jordan Oliver wins again here at Real American Freestyle. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on Monday, the wrestling world lost one of its own. Former Arizona State and Iowa State legendary coach Bobby Douglas passed away at the age of 83. In 1964, Douglas became the first black wrestler to make the United States Olympic team, finishing 4th in Tokyo. He also captained the red, white, blue at the 1968 Games in Mexico City and would go on to coach the 1992 U.S. Olympic team. Douglas guided Arizona State for 19 years, capturing the NCAA title for the Sun Devils in 1988. He would then take over the Iowa State program in 1992 and lead the Cyclones to 3 NCAA championship runner-up finishes. He is one of only 4 coaches in collegiate wrestling history with over 400 wins in his Hall of Fame career.
Call?
Douglas's biggest contributions go well beyond the wrestling mat, though, as his impact on the lives of his wrestlers he coached is immeasurable. Coach Douglas, rest in peace. You won't be forgotten. And welcome back inside here at the Mullet Arena in Tempe, Arizona. RAF06 live on Fox Nation as we move forward to a man that captured an NCAA championship for Arizona State, Zahid Valencia and Mahmoud Sebie. It's a cruiserweight matchup. Sebie is a silver medalist at the 2024 Pan Am Championship, 6-3 pro MMA record. And then, of course, Zahid Valencia making his case to be a constant presence in RAF. Followed up a debut loss in RAF4 with a shutout win over Nate Jackson. Tonight, the 2025 world champion goes right back to the mats. Valencia in the locker room backstage, ready for his moment. So excited to return here to the ASU campus. Valencia is back.
I grew up in California. My dad, he never wrestled, but he fell in love with the sport, and he knew he wanted his kids to wrestle. So he wanted twins, didn't get that. He got Irish twins, 363 days apart, as close as possible. Me and my brother, we grinded together. We put our heads down and we'd be in the garage for hours and hours, lifting, practicing. Our bond was competitive. We used to fight over everything. Who's walking in front of each other, who was winning the most matches. I remember we got bunk beds and we both wanted the top bunk, and my dad's like, all right, best 2 out of 3. Ended up beating him for that. But years later, I wish I never did. It's like, well, let's wrestle again for the bottom bunk, because it's a hassle going up there over and over and over again. My dad, he was tough. I never wanted to give up, but the training part sucked. Waking up at 4 a.m. We knew it wasn't normal. We'd have our birthday parties and our family would come over and they're enjoying our birthday party, and me and him are in the garage wrestling during our birthday party. It's like, what the heck? We did our 2-hour practice and then we'd go have our cake and we'd do everything that we're supposed to do. So it was kind of that balance. As much of discipline that my dad showed us, he showed us twice as much love. So I think that's why it worked. There'd be times where it's like 8:30 p.m. He's like, well, I told you guys if you won this tournament, I'll take you to Toys R Us. We'd show up at like 8:55, it closes at 9 p.m. I need to go, and he'd fight the people. He's like, oh, sir, we're closing, and he'd fight for us. He's like, I told them, they just won this tournament, and they gotta get a toy. So he showed us way more love than him being mean and disciplined and strict. So it's no longer what my dad wants, it's what I want. They're my dreams, my aspirations. So whatever I put in, I'm gonna get out. So I wanna be the best, and I'm gonna train harder than anyone.
Meanwhile, Mahmoud Sebie makes his RAF debut. The Prince of Egypt 2016 Olympian and 9-time champion for Egypt and Africa, plans to make it a memorable one. There he is backstage, ready to make his debut here at RAF, and he wants to make instant impact. Incredible credentials, but can RAF winner be added to that tonight?
Mahmoud, a
Yes?
question for you.
Yep.
It's been said that you came to RAF to dominate and take it over. Can you become the face of RAF?
Yeah, I can, and I will be. I mean, a lot of people don't know how good I have my freestyle skills, and I'm very excited to put on a show, especially when they give me someone who's the best in the world in freestyle wrestling. So I love challenges.
Awesome. Thank you for your time.
What a matchup, a cruiserweight clash. Let's get it rocking and send it back to the great Jazz Securo.
Ladies and gentlemen, we move to the Real American Freestyle Cruiserweight Division. Please welcome Team USA, Egyptian Olympian, wrestling out of Qatar, Mahmoud, the Prince of Egypt, Sebie.
And here comes Mahmoud Sebie, the Prince. Just the Prince, right, Juliana? Not Egypt, not Qatar. It's going to be the Prince here for moving on, but obviously from Egypt. And I love this guy, man. Has a ton of confidence, and he is ready to show out here tonight.
He represented Egypt in the Olympics, and he was known as the Prince of Egypt. Then he moved to Qatar, and he was the Prince of Qatar. And now he says, no Prince of anything. I'm just the Prince. Maybe the kind of like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but the fresh Prince of Real American Freestyle. Let's put it that way.
No doubt about it.
And now his opponent, 2025 Senior World Champion, 2-time NCAA National Champion, wrestling out of Stillwater, Oklahoma, Simone Zahid Valencia.
And here comes Z-Money. Oh, the money's all coming out, making it rain out here, Chill. Grab me a few of those if you don't mind. I need to pad my paycheck a little bit.
You are looking at the best wrestler in the world, reigning world champion, 2-time NCAA champion from right here in Arizona. And he says that he's going to win this match by throwing the Prince, which the Greco Prince did not like.
Your referee is Brock Solinger.
Oh, man, I am hyped for this one. I love this about Valencia because, you know, he got humbled his first time out, then really rebounded here, Juliana, against Nate Jackson. And here he goes. He says he's going to throw him around. I'm here for it.
He really did get humbled. Parker Ketkaisen, one of Ben Askren's guys, made him throw up in the corner, and I don't think that he had got that pace put on him since he won at Worlds. And so I think, you know, welcome to the big show. Real American Freestyle is something that he loves because it can show the human side to these wrestlers, a side that they don't actually get to showcase when they're competing for the Olympics or when they're competing on other stages like NCAA. So I know he's happy to be here, and he is so dynamic. He's got amazing angles, and he's already on it.
Yes, he is. 2 points for Valencia, and he's going to try to get a few more, and he does.
Gets the leg lace. That's two leg laces for Valencia.
Guys, if I may interrupt, something tells me the action's going to move quick here, but I just want to spit something out real fast to go back to Jordan Oliver and Bo Bartlett. At the very end of that match, there was perceived to be a push-out. Time ran out. We thought that Jordan Oliver was arguing he should have had the push-out. I got correction by RAF official Izzy Martinez that said no. There is no grounded opponent. The 2 points that Jordan got to win the match had nothing to do with the final sequence. They were based on the 2 push-outs that he had previously in the match. One in the first round, one in the second round. They have the ability to go back and rewatch, score match correctly. That is why the final score was 5-3.
And here we go. Still scoring here is Valencia, putting more points on the board. I love that we have that clarified, though. That's very, very important now that we know that. No grounded opponent. Both those push-outs counted. That is the victory there after further review. Here we are at 6-0. Zahid Valencia, Juliana, he is rolling.
Yes, absolutely. Zahid Valencia, he said he was going to get it done, and Mahmoud Sebie, he said, I'm going to win this match, but he really needs to get going because Zahid Valencia has a pace. Nice. Feet to back there.
Feet to back.
4 points for Sebie.
Wow.
Nice.
Zahid.
That's it.
Oh, oops, that was Valencia.
That went to Z-Money.
And by the way, he did the opposite of what he told us he was going to do at the press conference. A little rope-a-dope. Said he was going to tie up and attack from the open. Very smart by the world champion.
Zahid Valencia is a showman, and he likes to show off. He's a cocky guy, and he has the right to be going in for that low single.
Now let's talk about it, though, Joe. Can you at least clarify for everybody at home? Because you have Mahmoud, and he feels like he got points here, but the points definitely went to Zahid Valencia.
Yeah, I thought that I saw Mahmoud Sebie throw that feet to back.
Exactly, and I think that is where clarification needs to come through here.
Here it is. Yeah. Maybe, because Mahmoud Sebie's shoulder blades touched the mat.
There it is. Let's go to Jazz here, and we'll get the official announcement.
He shot right out of a cannon there.
Ladies and gentlemen, with 28 seconds remaining in the first period, your final score, 10-0. Your winner by technical fall, Z-Money, Zahid Valencia.
Let's go back to jail. P. Sonnet here, talking with Z-Money.
Zahid, the world is watching and Arizona is listening. What do you have to say to this capacity crowd?
Arizona, how we doing tonight? Woo! I love you guys. I live in AZ the past 10 years. Just moved out to Stillwater, but damn do I love this place. I love being back. You guys are the best. I'm just happy to put on a show for you guys.
Now, Zahid, in the press conference, you said you were going to tie him up, throw him in a lateral drop, and you came out and you did exactly the opposite. What was the gamesmanship there?
You know, I'm thinking one thing, but you know what? I got to stick to my bread and butter, and that's attacking, taking shots, and I tried getting that high flyer double leg right there for 4, ended with an exclamation point.
Zahid, they don't call you the world champ for nothing. Do you have anybody on the Real American Freestyle roster that you would like to see next?
Everyone. I want the bout at 190. I want the bout at 215. So whoever's got that, give it to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Z-Money, Zahid Valencia.
Incredible performance. 10-0 with a throw to finish it up. Zahid Valencia, tech ball here at Arizona State, a place he's called home. Big win for Z-Money tonight. The celebration is on for Zahid. Wow. Incredible stuff here, folks. Fans going crazy, getting that extra love from all of our athletes. You get full access here at Real American Freestyle each and every time. All of our athletes take the time to get those pictures, to do those autographs, to make that experience that much better. Well, we're going to be doing the same exact day, March 28th at the England Center in Tampa, Florida. It is Kyle Day against Parker Kickeisen for the Cruiserweight Championship. And you know Zahid Valencia is going to be watching that very closely. 25% off of tickets. Yes, indeed, we have another massive matchup. Title fight here on RAF. That being our welterweight champion, King David Carr. The one and only, making his first defense tonight. David Carr ready to show out here. A very special night. But here comes the one and only. He's a bad man. 2011 NCAA champion at Arizona State. Bubba Jenkins is in the house, and he is looking to become a champion here at RAF. Let's go to Jazz Securo for a special announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome WCW, TNA, and WWE legend and Hall of Famer, the CMO of Real American Freestyle, Eric Bischoff.
Thank you all for being here, and if any of you know anything at all about Eric Bischoff, you know that he loses. And man, do we have one for you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it on up for Colby Covington.
What's up, Arizona? How we feeling tonight? I'd love to hear it. Otherwise, I was going to have to call my friend Donald Trump and get ICE up here and deport some people. But let's get to business, man. There's nothing more electric than the Real American Freestyle mat. I'm trying to figure out who am I going to wrestle next. What do you guys think? I got a couple names in mind. You know, what about that little spoiled brat from Armenia, Armin Tsarukyan? You think him and Colby, USA versus America? What do you think? Okay. What about the trilogy with Marty Fake Newsman? I beat him last time we were in Madison Square Garden. Come to the Real American Freestyle mat. I'm gonna beat you here, Marty. Come see me. And then I got one more name, because there's nothing more I like as an American than beating those Canadians' ass. Georges St. Pierre, where are you at? Let's find out who's the #1 takedown artist in welterweight history. Come see me. Get a hold of Chad Bronson. Let's make this happen. We got big matches coming. God bless you all for coming out here tonight. Enjoy the matches, and you'll see me in Tampa next month.
Great job. Give it up for Colby Covington.
Wow. Between Colby Covington and Eric Bischoff, you got more controversy than you can handle. I mean, my goodness, that's a whole lot of controversy, Chael Sonnen.
Now, Colby said we see him in Tampa. Is that a match announcement?
I would love to know. I was wondering the exact same thing.
All I know is that Marty picked Guzman. I was going to call him that. Kamaru Usman wants to wrestle for Real American Freestyle. I seen it when he was on his podcast with Henry Cejudo. He knows what we're about, and he knows that he wants to come here and compete against the best.
Come on, Kamaru. Well, RAF fans, Real American Beer just launched RAB0. Same bold, Real American flavor, just without the alcohol. It's available now online. Scan the QR code on your screen or head to therealamerican.com and use the code RAP0 for 10% off. Oh, we got a good one here. I think this one could steal the whole show here. Middleweight, it's Kadik. He is back taking on Evan Wick, gold medalist at the 2020 Euro, silver medalist at the Olympics. Of course, Wick, former middleweight champion and a 4-time NCAA All-American in Cal Poly and Wisconsin. Let's take a look at it, Shell. This is one of the best on the roster.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Evan was champion for a reason, by the way, and he wants that back. I swear that his match with Jason Nolf was the best wrestling match I have ever seen. Now, when you talk about Kadik, you are talking about a little bit of a different style of athlete. I was very impressed with Kadik, in fairness, even in his loss to Kyle Dake. I thought his conditioning held up. I thought he was the right size for the weight class. I think that Evan knows what he's getting into. Evan always wants a hard opponent. Evan's found himself a hard opponent tonight.
Let's go to Jazz Securo for our introductions.
Wrestling fans, this match takes place in the Real American Freestyle middleweight division. Please welcome European gold medalist, Olympic silver medalist, representing Belarus. Please welcome Muhammad Khabib Kazi Magomedov.
And here comes Kadik. Once again stepping in here at RAF. 1-1 in his RAF resume. Started off the win over Dustin Plott. Loses to Kyle Dake, but wants to get right back out there. This is his third event in a row, Juliana. He loves being here, and he wants to get to the top of the pack.
Listen, when he came here, he came out just like Colby Covington, making a scene, saying, I am talent, and I want Kyle Dake, and I want to get him again in that rematch so that he can show to everyone that it wasn't a fluke at the Tokyo Games, breaking all of Americans' heart when Kyle Dake took that loss. However, he did lose to Kyle Dake here at Real American Freestyle in the last event, and now he's moving down in weight.
His opponent 4-time NCAA All-American, and the former Real American Freestyle Middleweight World Champion, wrestling out of Madison, Wisconsin, Evan Wick.
Well, here comes the former middleweight champion, an absolute monster, 27 years old. And what a resume indeed. Evan Wick is all business here, Jill. He wants to get that title back from Hamidi, but he knows he has to go through Kadik first.
And I think that's right. I think that title opportunity goes through Kadik. Listen, I got to make a little bit of an excuse for Kadik. In his last match with Dake, he was up a weight class. His body looked like he was up a weight class. He didn't suffer any more than he has to. As I'm looking at Kadik and I'm reading a book by its cover, I'm seeing a lot more definition. I'm seeing a smaller, faster, slicker athlete. I'm very curious what's going to happen in this contest.
Well, here we go. Let's find out indeed.
I'm excited to see Evan Wick bounce back. He needs a win here because he wants to fight for that title. He wants to go against DJ Hamidi again.
The USA chants coming through here. No surprise here at the Mullet Arena. And you know, one thing I noticed at the press conference, I felt like he felt a little jaded. All the attention was going to Kadik, and Evan Wick's just sitting there on that stage, not getting a whole lot of questions. I think it put an even bigger chip on his shoulder because he's one of the best, Juliana, really. I mean, incredible performer.
One of the things about Evan Wick that needs to be stated is he has faced the who's who, and he has beat guys with excellent resumes, and Kadik is no different than any of the other guys that he's had to beat before. He's not impressed by his resume, and he says, I know I have what it takes to win this match. And it's almost a do-or-die thing for Evan Wick because I know how bad he wants to fight for the belt again. He was our first Real American Freestyle champion, and he is gunning for that belt yet again, but the belt goes through Kadik first. He's got to get past this match.
No points yet. Still. Nice. 2 points on the board, and Evan Wick has scored. That long frame at 74 kgs. He's got going for the legs and unable to get it.
Evan Wick trains with Kekkaisen, was trained by Ben Askren. Oh, good shot there by Kadik. He went to the opposite side that Wick is used to. Wick is thinking exposure here. He's got his hips up. If Wick scoots behind him, Julian, he could come out with a takedown here.
Absolutely. Evan Wick.
I think he's going to.
Evan Wick holding on to that ankle, trying to get around to his back. He's got to get that leg free, though. And, yep, I was going to say, I'm surprised the ref hasn't called it.
Okay, our mat official called that too, and I'm sitting next to a mat judge. He's 2 doors down from me. He also called that too, and they gave it.
5-0 here. Evan Wick with an early lead on Kadik here in the first period in RAF6. Evan Wick trying to fight his way back to his championship. Dean Hamidi, who he just lost to in the final seconds, I believe, in Zagreb. So, I mean, he has even more motivation, Jill, to get that rematch with Hamidi after losing just very, very recently in the final seconds.
Kadik doesn't know where those extra points came from. Now again, he does not have a protest opportunity. I will tell you, I'm also surprised by that takedown for one reason, which is Evan Wick didn't think he had it. Evan Wick was fighting for a stalemate. He looked at the referee saying, can we stalemate this position? Referee said, I'm gonna give you 2 points for it. All right, that's the first takedown by Wick. Tries to transition that to a leg lace, doesn't work. Now this is Kadik's attack. Evan Wick sits the corner here, and this is a game of beating the shoulder. Evan Wick beats the shoulder. He steps over this leg, but he looks to the referee to say, hey, can we stalemate it? Referee said, I'm gonna give you 2 points. And this is what Kadik is now arguing.
And there's no brick calls either, and that's what's frustrating for these wrestlers. They want to advocate for themselves. They want to be able to say that this isn't fair. They're not understanding that. We're seeing that for the second time there.
Well, look at the aggression right out of the gate here, the desperation by Kadik, as there is confusion here, and we know that the referees and judges can re-look at these calls. We saw that in the Jordan Oliver match, so don't be surprised if maybe those points do come off the board. There is a possibility that that might happen. That's why we have more officials here, because we don't want to miss that. We want it to be as accurate as possible, so we'll see if that score changes. 30 seconds in, and Kadik looking for something, but Evan Wick giving him absolutely nada. Juliana, great defense here by Wick.
Yeah, Evan Wick, and I wanted to go back to what you said, Chael. He's trained by Ben Askren's guys. His training partner is Parker Kekkaisen, and that's just a testament to Ben Askren's system and how well his system works with these wrestlers being able to compete and win on the biggest stage. Looking to complete that.
Control that ankle. Nice.
If he goes to his back.
And there we go. Points on the board here go to Kadik. But it's going to be 7-2, so he didn't make up any ground. 2 points go to Wick and 2 points to Kadik. And once again, there is some confusion. Now, this is something that has to be reined in, Jill.
Yes.
Would you agree?
Yes, it does, and it's by the athletes. Quite frankly, this is poor sportsmanship to try to referee your own match. Now the mat official did hold up 4, which is, I think, where Kadik got a little lost. Let's go back to the action because Evan Wick's in. He's gonna convert here.
Stuffing the head is Kadik, trying to stuff that head and get that knee out, but he's got that knee.
Now we're in trouble.
Evan
This is
Wick.
a bad spot here.
That's 2.
One gut, one gut.
Kyle Dake did a lot of things to Kadik, but scored 9 points in 4 minutes is something he did not do.
Looking to get some offense off this parterre. Evan Wick doesn't get the
Wick,
tilt.
Yeah, doesn't. Is unable to add to that lead. And gosh, Kadik wants it bad.
I like angry Kadik. I got to tell you,
I do
I'm all for
too.
it. As far as action goes,
Yeah, and I also like fiery Evan Wick. He's looking just as good as he did against Jason Nolf. And like you said, Chill, that was one of the most exciting matches that we've seen at Real American Freestyle so far. It's looking like that. Lots of action here.
Final seconds, and this is where we stay here. And obviously, you got the corner of Kadik wanting to talk to their wrestler.
Yeah, they're on their feet in the corner, up in arms over there.
well, let's say you let Kadik score the match. You gave him every point that he wanted. He's still losing by 4 points.
Yes,
exactly right.
So in all fairness, like a wrestling match is a little bit subjective at times.
Let's
but
say, okay, now let's walk through it. Walk through it, Joe, right here. Here's the replay.
The confusion came that the referee did hold up 4. He then saw what Wick was doing and he tried to give it 2. And my belief is that Kadik possibly saw that 4, got up, looked at the scoreboard and said, hey, where are my points? Right here, Evan Wick converts. Notice how high his chest is. That's to stop the wrap. Kadik tries to bail out. Ends up giving up another 2 points. Maybe the most pivotal takedown of the match. This is literally Wick's biggest win of his career. He's going to get it.
He's going to
get the double.
He got it.
Nice. He
There it
gets
is.
the tech fall.
There it is, and you gotta love it. Evan Wick completes this matchup.
He's got a chip on his shoulder. He wants that belt back from DJ Hamidi.
Oh my gosh, you know that's where the call out is, no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
Evan Wick, the former champion, is most definitely in championship mode right now.
Man, that sucks to do that to a guy like Kadik. That's just a testament. You know, Evan Wick, he didn't win NCAAs, he didn't win state, and then he made the Olympic team. He makes the world team, and he's always beating guys that he's not supposed to beat, much like this match. I'm so proud of him. I know that Ben's proud of him, happy for their team, and I'm hoping that Evan Wick gets this rematch against DJ Hamidi for the next RAF.
No doubt about it, we'd love to see it. A big win here for Evan Wick over Kadik. Let's go up to Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is over with just 5 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. A final score of 13-2. Your winner by technical fall, Evan Wick.
So there it is, Evan Wick officially with the tech fall over a legend in Kadik, as Wick just continues to build on that resume. And hopefully we see that rematch. Now let's go to the great Ben Askren for the first time on the broadcast, RAF6. Ben, welcome to RAF6. You're watching this. What can you make of that victory by Evan Wick?
Yeah, that was amazing. Evan really wrestled out of his mind. We worked on that high crotch chest wrap position a whole bunch of times. Evan's, keys for the match were get the feet off the mat because Kadik is so good at the counter wrestling, and then just try to win that position because that position is really tough and Kadik's pretty special there.
Well, Ben, I say this to you as a coach, but congratulations. Dare I say that's the biggest win of Evan Wick's career. Do you agree?
I would have to agree, Chael. That's an Olympic silver medalist right there. That's a guy who's one of the best in the world. That's a huge win for Evan. So yeah, hopefully he can build off this, maybe get another title shot against Dean Hamidi, or you know, man, honestly, that 175 division right now in RAF is so much fun. There's so many good competitors. We're gonna see Keegan O'Toole and Salkazanov go at it later tonight. We got Dean Hamidi. We were gonna get Chamizo in here, but he had a few visa issues, so hopefully that comes around soon. So that division is just a lot of fun.
All right, Ben, thank you so much, and we're going to be checking in with you all throughout the night.
Hey, I want to talk about the rules, guys. Cyrus, we're talking about the rules
Okay, well,
here,
let's
baby.
do it. Come on, let's talk.
Hey, in that Jordan Oliver Bo Bartlett match, so here's what happened. 2 days before RAF05, the new UWW, that's United World Wrestling, the governing body for the whole world, changed the rules.
So there
we
it
said,
is.
we're not changing them 2 days before the event. But we did change it for this to follow the UWW, which is there is no more grounded. If you go out of bounds, it's a point. So when Oliver was pushing Bartlett out of bounds, that should have been a point. All the athletes knew this. I am not sure what the referees are calling there. So that was the confusion, but grounded is out. Anyone who gets pushed out of bounds on your feet or on the ground, you are out of bounds now, and that is a point.
And they should have told us that too.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great amendment.
That would have been good, right?
Yeah, you know, listen, it's a learning process here, but a big win for J.O., and we're going to check back in with you, Ben, later on here tonight. Thanks for stopping by. Folks, wow, still to come, this main event. Henry Cejudo and Urijah Faber. This is going to be special. It's going to be at 155 pounds. There's a lot of smiling going on there, but once they get on this mat, it's going to be all business. Speaking of Triple C, the king of cringe, double champ, Henry Cejudo in the house, signing autographs at the fan zone. Urijah Faber as well. You know, Juliana, they love it. I think they love meeting with these kids. I mean, it's just one of the best parts about RAF.
I think they're meeting their idols, you know, they're becoming a part and engulfed in not only the Real American Freestyle culture, but the wrestling mafia. They are obsessed, and this is a family-friendly event. This is a family-friendly promotion, and you know, the more kids, the more girls, the more boys, young, that come into the sport of wrestling, the better for the sport, and it helps grow. It's better for everybody. So Fan Zone is a great opportunity for them to meet their idols, their inspirations, their heroes, and it's really cute to see their eyes light up over there at the Fan Zone.
I think that kid had a handful of Zahid's money. I didn't know that was real.
Oh, I think it's 100% real. Absolutely. Incredible atmosphere. The vibe here is special. It's like nothing else, without a doubt. Coming up next, in the middleweight division, Keegan O'Toole taking on Taj Miraz, Salkazanov here at RAF. You take a look at the stats, four-time European champion, four-time medalist at the Worlds for Salkazanov, making his debut. O'Toole, gold at the Under-23 Worlds and a two-time NCAA champion at Missouri. Keegan O'Toole first made his mark as a two-time NCAA champion at the University of Missouri, which was followed by 2 freestyle world titles. Tonight, he makes his Real American Freestyle debut.
Hey, Keegan.
Yes, sir.
Your dominance on the collegiate level is undeniable, but now you're in the pros. Do you feel confident?
Yeah, I'm undefeated against opponents overseas, and I plan to keep it that way.
What happens if you lose on your professional debut?
Win, lose, I'm just going to go out there and fight.
What about your opponent?
Opponent, great wrestler, but he's got no chance against me.
So you're fully confident?
Fully confident in every match I walk into.
Tell me why you're so confident.
Training. Believe, compete, one more, expect to win, Tiger style.
Awesome. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Well, Keegan is ready, and we're ready as well. So let's head over to the one and only Jazz Security to get us started.
Ladies and gentlemen, we move to the Real American Freestyle middleweight division. Introducing 9-time world and European medalist, 2024 Olympian, representing Slovakia. Please welcome Alirez Salkazanov.
Straight out of Slovakia here, making his debut, Alirez Salkazanov. He's got all the stats here, but he wants to get it done here at RAF and make immediate impact. If he can get a win over Keegan O'Toole, that will be exactly what he's looking for. Salkazanov ready on the mats.
His opponent, two-time NCAA national champion, representing Columbia, Missouri, Keegan O'Toole.
And here comes Keegan O'Toole, two-time national champion. With Missouri, five-time All-American. Chael, this guy is the real deal. O'Toole making his debut, and I can't wait.
Keegan O'Toole commented he has never lost to a non-American wrestler. He referred to them as somebody from overseas. That is true. Keegan O'Toole is an age group world
Your
champion.
referee is Jason Bobby.
And here we go. Wasting no time. Keeping the action hot here at the Mullet Arena. And they are all riled up here. Wrestling fans, young and old. Keegan O'Toole.
Salkazanov capturing medals at the Senior Worlds in 2019, 2021, 2022, and 2025. And he has been consistently earning these medals for years. He's known for his technical skill, his competitive toughness. Represented Slovakia in 2024 for the Summer Olympics.
So it's an interesting matchup because neither guy really likes to engage. They don't like to be the first one to push the pace, especially Keegan O'Toole. This is a guy that waits for his openings, Chael. Very, very smart with the hand fighting, the re-attacks.
Salkazanov's got that Russian, and Keegan O'Toole is doing a good job posting. And they're... Oh, looks like the arm drag and then goes to the low single. Nicely done by Keegan O'Toole.
Keegan O'Toole is as good of a wrestler as you're going to come across, but, and there is a but, he is coming off of an injury. This is his first time on the mat in 11 months, and that's meaningful.
His injuries have kind of kept him away from the wrestling circuit more than I know that he has wanted, but this guy's been compared to Ben Askren, Jaden Cox, and he's the most winningest Tiger from Missouri in the school program.
That says a lot, no doubt about it. A great wrestling school there at the University of Missouri. Keegan O'Toole looking for something here, dives in, unable to get it. Great defense there by Salkazanov.
Salkazanov's defense, look, it's got him by the chin, little chin whip there. Looking for the go behind, he's trying to snap it down and go around, getting that head position into those guts of Keegan O'Toole. It's nice.
Keegan came to the Askren Wrestling Academy, followed in Ben and Max's footsteps, went out there, wrestled for Brian Smith at Missouri. And I asked Ben, Keegan was 18 years old, and he just signed with Missouri, and I asked him about Keegan, and Ben just kept saying, he's different. I go, yeah, but you know, these guys are older, and they got experience. He said, Chael, this guy's different. And I must have asked him 3 or 4 times about Keegan, like for some insight. And Ben just kept saying, Chael, this guy is different, he's special. And it turned out he is.
In on that Russian is Salkazanov. And you're right, he's got quite the resume. 2-time NCAA Division I national champion, 5-time All-American, 4-time conference champion, 2-time Dodge Dan Hodge trophy finalist.
1 round in the books here and 1 point on the board, and that goes to Salkazanov. Keegan O'Toole here fighting from behind, still very, very early on, and the points can come very quickly here at RAF.
And Keegan O'Toole, he has speed and he's savvy with his positioning blend, but even with that speed, Taj is ready for everything, and he's been able to stuff the speed that Keegan has.
Well, you know, I mean, Chael, Juliana, I mean, Salkazanov does have a win over Kyle Dake. Not a lot of people can say that.
Jules, you talk about O'Toole being a 2-time NCAA champion. The years he didn't win it. One time he dropped a match to David Carr. One time he dropped a match to Dean Hemedy.
Yes, and I asked him that at the press conference. I said, listen, you've been watching these guys, David Carr, you've been watching Dean Hemedy here at Real American Freestyle, who has the belt now. Do you want to get this win, make your debut, and challenge those guys and get those rematches back? He said, absolutely. He wants all the smoke.
Yeah, he wants Hemedy for sure. That he said that very vocally. He would love to get back in there with Hemedy, and here we go. Tied up. Salkazanov's the one with the point on the board, though.
Getting a little more heavy-handed in on a double leg, and he gets it.
Sure does.
Nicely done by Taj Salkazanov.
Yeah, I like it. You know, I don't like, Chael, that I bring up that he gets a win over Kyle Dake, and you just don't't even react to that.
I wasn't aware of it.
That's a big deal, Chael.
I'm flumming through my notes. I'm thinking, boy, that must have been a young Kyle Dake down at 74 kilograms.
2022.
Yes, tremendous victory.
Well, you know, it must be these international guys, you know, because Taj, you know, originally from Ossetia and, you know, deflected to Slovakia, and Kadik, you know, the Russian, they both have wins. Well. They had Dake's numbers internationally, but not here at Real American Freestyle.
No,
Dake is the champ, and he's looking to hold on to that belt for a lot longer. I know that.
Right now, Keegan O'Toole fighting from behind here. It is 3-0 here as Salkazanov sits in the lead here at the Mullet Arena. As everybody gets excited, we do have that welterweight championship bout coming up with King David Carr in his very first defense tonight against Bubba Jenkins. Man, that matchup has a lot of heat. That is later on tonight.
Salkazanov looking for that Russian again, but both gentlemen are getting a lot more heavy-handed, I would say, in the hand-fighting exchanges.
You know, one matchup we haven't even talked about is Benson Henderson is in action here tonight against Aljamain Sterling. Are you kidding me? 2 former UFC champions throwing down here in the middle of the RAF mats.
Yes, super happy for Aljo. I had messaged him a couple months ago, and I'm like, dude, come wrestle. And he's like, I want to. So, you know, my former agent, Oren Hodak, finally got it done. And we're going to be seeing Aljo making his RAF debut. He's been asking for a fight in the UFC. They didn't give it to him, so he wants to stay active. And we're more than more than happy to welcome him.
With open arms.
With open arms. And, of course, Benson Henderson. Can't forget about the hometown hero at the MMA lab here in Phoenix, Arizona. Ben is a legend.
Very, very excited for that matchup. Was supposed to be Chad Mendez. Mendez gets injured, and in comes Aljamain Sterling. You can't write a better story. Final period here. 2 more minutes to go.
See if he can tilt him or gut wrench him, get some offense off this parterre. Let's see if the ref is going to call it or not.
Can he get it? 4 seconds to go. He made us ride this one to a victory, and that's exactly what he's going to do. 9-0. What an incredible debut for Salkazanov. Chill, we got a new player in the game here on the roster. Salkazanov made that look way too easy.
Yeah, but to be fair, that caught me a little bit by surprise. I did not know that he could be 9 points better than Keegan. I do give Keegan a little room. I will remind you, it's his first match back, and I know that I mentioned that, but injuries matter. It's an excuse that the young man won't make, but that was fair game. He not only beat him offensively, he beat him defensively, giving up 0 points.
Right back to Jazz Securo.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 periods and a final score of 9-0, your winner, Alirez Salkazanov.
This just in from Kid Dynamite himself. I never lost to that guy. In fact, I beat him twice in the World Finals.
You're in trouble, Clay.
Chael was right. That's according to, I'm giving you a quote. A quote from the champ.
Oh, gosh, I got to answer to Kyle Dake. Lovely. Let's take a look at the replay here and see how it all went down. So Salkazanov, Juliana, was money.
Lulled him to sleep, like you said, Chael. Hit that double leg. And look, Salkazanov has been beating some good guys at Real American Freestyle. First taking out James Green, now Keegan O'Toole. These are guys with big names, and that's just a credit to how good Taj Salkazanov is. Looking to shelf this leg. Was trying to get some offense off of this parterre and get this tilt gut wrench, but he ran out of time, unfortunately, but still, it was enough. 9-0, not a bad day's work for Taj Miraz Salkazanov.
Enough about Salk. Look at my text exchange with Kyle Dake. So he writes me here, but now look at me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 7 texts behind. All of a sudden, when Kyle has something he wants to talk about, he remembers Chael's number.
He's got a new nickname, Kyle the Diva Dake.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And for the record, I blame ChatGPT. I'm leaving it there. There we go, folks. Well, this sport doesn't remember everyone, but it never forgets the ones who changed it. Here at Real American Freestyle, legacy lives forever. Tonight, we honor National Wrestling Hall of Famer Nate Carr. Let's take a look at some of those credentials for Nate Carr. Chael, what an absolute legend.
3-time NCAA champion at Iowa State, gold medal in 1986 Wrestling World Cup.
Nate Carr, the Legends champion here at RAF06.
In a wrestling room in Ames, Iowa, Nate Carr still stands the same way he always has. Steady, focused, anchored. Long before the Olympic podium, before the NCAA titles, and before the spotlight, there was a house in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Was really going to school, church, back home. My older brother started in wrestling, went to karate, and then everybody else wrestled.
9 boys, 7 girls, and 1 living room.
So my dad was a pastor. Right there, you'd say he really took Genesis serious, be fruitful and multiply.
Couch cushions turned into wrestling mats.
We would do throws, like take the pillows off the couch, which is dangerous. You had to be pretty accurate at throwing one of your siblings.
Where did you fall in that range of children?
Right, that's a good question. 11. Like we had a family reunion, everybody was wearing numbers. It looked like a prison camp.
A mother that called them to dinner and to Bible study. To dinner and to Bible study. Faith first, wrestling second.
I really thank God that I was born and had godly parents. And I always loved giving my parents praise, that they did an incredible job. Yeah, they were champs in my book.
At Iowa State University, Carr became a force of nature. He didn't just compete, he dominated.
I was intense.
He was so explosive that a lot of his competitors saw it coming and couldn't stop it, and that's when you know you got a really good wrestler.
Carr cemented his place in collegiate wrestling history as one of the sport's most dynamic competitors.
My dad was like, to be the best in my family is to be the best in the country. And I want to be the best of the best, so I want to win a national title. And so he won a national title, not just once, but 3 times.
In 1988, he stood on the Olympic podium in Seoul, bronze for the United States.
Lost a very controversial match. He lost the match in the semifinals, otherwise he would have been going for gold.
I wasn't too happy about the bronze, but I gave my best, and I just have to weigh the results in peace. And when you give your best, you can do that.
There's legacy. Nate's the second person in his family that's an Olympian. It almost feels like it's a family business passed on from generation to generation.
What would bring a big smile to my face is to have David win the Olympics or a world championship.
Greatness for Nate Carr was never just about medals. His legacy isn't in a trophy case. It's the wrestlers he's mentored.
Success is unto oneself, but significance is unto others. So when I think about coaching, helping others win, helping my athletes reach their goals, you're helping them be fathers, you're helping them be leaders. Man, that's a win.
They find out real quick that he's going to be a guy that they can lean on in the wrestling room and even outside of the wrestling room.
While others chased fame, Nate Carr built something stronger, a foundation.
Without him, I couldn't do it.
A coach, a father, a man of faith.
Nate is definitely a man of God.
I look up to my dad, his faith, the way he treats people.
He wants the best for you.
I want to be, just like him.
Real American Freestyle honors not just the accomplishments.
The Carr legacy will be one that wrestling won't forget.
But the man behind them.
He's constant.
He's a phenomenal wrestler, phenomenal person, and, my hero.
Nate Carr. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 3-time NCAA national champion, Olympian, and bronze medalist, Nate Carr.
Guys, this is awesome. By the way, what a moment that Real American Freestyle just brought. What a tribute.
Ladies and gentlemen, your reigning, undisputed Real American Freestyle welterweight champion of the world, King David Carr!
How about that for a little cherry on top?
Presentation.
The Legends belt presented to the legend by his son. That is what dreams are made of.
David Carr is one of 7 kids. His dad is one of 16.
Presenting your Real American Freestyle Legends champion, Nate Carr.
Guys, I grew up in a wrestling club, Peninsula Park, and we had a poster of one guy on the wall, and it was Nate Carr. And I'll never forget that picture because it's still in Roy Pittman's room today. There's an action by Nate Carr at the Olympic Games, and then there's some print on it. It says 3-time NCAA champion, Olympic bronze medalist, and now the RFA Legends belt holder, Nate Carr.
Well, I'll tell you what, That video that we watched earlier that was put together by our team was incredible. And we have an extended version that is live on our YouTube right now. Please go check it out on the official YouTube page for Real American Freestyle.
Are you having a good time tonight?
Wow. What if I told you we got more action to get to, though, guys? Here we go. It is time for the ladies to take the mat here at RAF06. It is Lucia Guzman taking on Everest Leydecker. It happened right now. Silver medalist at the 2024 Olympics is Guzman. 3 gold medals at the Pan Ams. And then Leydecker, this is who they're saying is the next big star behind Kennedy Blades, 2022 under-17 champion. Last year, Everest Leydecker officially announced her arrival to the upper echelons of the sport with an under-20 world championship at just 17 years old. Tonight, RAF fans get their own introduction.
Everett, this is RAF wrestling, not a high school gym. Are you ready for the big leagues and the bright lights?
Of course I am.
What makes you so confident?
I know I can beat anybody. I've beat senior world medalists before. This is just another challenge, and I'm going to rise up to it.
But you're just 18 and you're fighting Olympians. Does that not scare you?
Nothing scares me. I'm going to fight them all. I'm going to beat everybody.
What's your greatest strength, your mind or your body?
My mind and my body are my greatest strengths.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow, Everest Leydecker ready to go here. I am psyched for this matchup. Let's go to Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans, here we go in the Real American Freestyle Strawweight Division. Please welcome Pan American gold medalist, 2024 Olympic silver medalist, representing Ecuador, Lucia La Tigre Guzman.
How about this? I mean, silver medalist at the Olympics. What can you say about that? Lucia Guzman, this is a massive pickup here for RAF. Juliana, I'm excited to see what she brings.
She is the most sought after South American wrestler. She has done more for Ecuador as a female and as a female wrestler, putting that country on the map in terms of wrestling. She is absolute dynamite. La Tigre is ready for this match.
Her opponent, two-time Pan American gold medalist, 2025 U20 world champion, hailing from Phoenix, Arizona, Everest Leydecker.
Chell, I like this girl. She's got a little bit of character, too. She's got a little swagger to her. Got a lot of confidence. This is what women's wrestling, girls wrestling is all about, a product like Everest Leydecker.
Your referee is Jared Llewellyn.
Leydecker really is the real deal. Look, Kennedy Blades is the biggest star in women's wrestling, but I'm telling you, Leydecker might be the next best thing. This is a world champion taking on an Olympic silver medalist. We got a couple of medals on the mat, and nobody's going to give way.
And that's the type of matchups we make here at RAF. I mean, that came straight out of the mouth of Izzy Martinez, that Leydecker is the next up. And that says a lot, especially when you talk about what Kennedy Blades is all about, our champion here at RAF.
I am speechless. I see she's got headgear on. I've never seen anybody competing with headgear on, Chill.
No, I haven't either, and that is an option in freestyle.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I have an aficionado. When I need an expert in women's wrestling, I go to Coach Chuck Kearney. And I asked him about this match, and he said Leydecker can win if Leydecker gets to the legs. If she's hesitant, she's going to have problems when it comes to being out freestyle. If you make it a takedown contest, Leydecker can beat her. That's right from the mouth of Chuck Kearney.
Scoreless here after a big scramble, but we're not done. Leydecker still holding on to the leg, but it is going to be stood up. 1 minute in, and a lot of action here from the ladies.
Oh, look how Guzman moves, though. She's tough.
So tough. Leydecker is a hometown hero. She's 17 years old. She is the junior world champion, #1 pound for pound in high school, the hottest #1 recruit in the entire country. And this is her stomping ground, so I know she's got a lot at stake, a lot of pressure on her right now.
I was on Leydecker a minute ago. I've switched over to Guzman.
What a shot.
I can't pick one here, but that's a great takedown by Guzman. I just like how Guzman's moving. I like how her feet are moving.
La Tigre is aggressive.
She reminds me a little bit of Juliana Pena, quite frankly. And she's got a mean streak in her, kind of like Juliana as well.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's just bull in a china shop. She's coming forward. She doesn't go backwards. She doesn't know backwards. And she's got a lot of experience on her. She's got, you know, the 2024 Summer Olympics in her back pocket, taking silver. You know, she's competed against the who's who. But so has Leydecker. She just won gold just a couple weeks ago in Zagreb, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, Leydecker is on fire right now. And she is burning it up at 17 years old, making a real statement here. But
Another
the points
double.
are going to Guzman as she is piling them up. Another 2 points for Lucia Guzman.
Nicely done. She's got to get in front of that face right there, Lucia. Get that leg back for the crotch grab.
So there it is, 1 round in the books here, 1 period. And it is a 4-point lead here at the Moet Center.
Oh, eye poke.
Let's take a look.
See it? Oh, yep, finger right in the eye, pointer finger on the right side. Accident happens.
Guzman shakes it off though and is able to build a nice little lead here, Juliana, and she just is very strong, outpointing the highly touted Leydecker.
Yes, La Tigre, she is savvy, she's aggressive, she's dynamic, she's explosive. She's off to a great start.
I'm into Guzman. She waving her out.
Oh, yeah.
She's saying, get out here.
Yeah, no.
They don't start the match, the referee does. Guzman wants to go.
Well, I'll tell you, what the world is into, in the social media world, is girls wrestling. Women's wrestling is taking over. The fastest rising sport right now is women's wrestling, as colleges are picking it up all over the nation in a major way. And then the influencers, like your Miss Cradle, and McKinley Cova, the Kova Cradle. Like, I want to see that matchup, by the way. You know, there's so much hype going right now, Juliana, with women's wrestling, and I love it.
Yes, nice single leg for Everest, coached by her dad, Randy Leydecker. She is recognized as one of the top female wrestlers right now for a reason, but stuffing the head is La Tigre. Lucia is doing a great job here, not letting her complete this takedown. She's got the treetop there, looking to sweep out that leg, and she does!
Wow!
Woo!
Put him on the board!
Nicely done, finally. Everest, lead Leydecker, she gets on the board. Nicely done. Brick by brick, 1 point at a time.
These women have similar strategies, which is leg attacks, but Leydecker's thinking single, Guzman's thinking double.
I like that she's wearing her headgear, because when I'm training for fights and I put headgear on, I feel like Superman. And then when I take the headgear off, I feel like I'm like I could be in danger, you know? I'm like, oh no, I don't have my headgear on. It makes me feel like I got a superpower. Yeah, it makes me feel vulnerable without that headgear.
The crowd getting into this one, a lot of love, obviously, for the hometown girl, Everest Leydecker. Tons of fans in the house tonight. 30 seconds left, only down 2. She has shown that she can score on the Olympian.
Little hand fighting going on, head positioning. There's 15 seconds left in this second period. Going in for a shot, stuffed by Lucia, excuse me. Jamie Lucia, they told us her name was Jamie, then they say she's Lucia. She's La Tigre, let's just call her that.
There we go, 2 periods in, and the lead still at 2. Guzman and Leydecker. Let's take a look at the replay, see how it all went down. Shell, she was able to pick this one up. Beautiful leg sweep.
Well, not only did she pick this up, she really kind of earned the respect of Guzman. Guzman wrestled different when she got up. She did wrestle more conservative. Her feet weren't moving quite the same. This exchange is really what got Leydecker the respect of her opponent.
We go into the third and final period, and the pressure is on Leydecker to score once again. Was that a fluke, or can she get it again? Boy, she is ready. Referee's gonna have to hold him back.
And Cyrus, if I can explain to our audience what you just said. You said that Leydecker needs to score again. That is correct. It is 4-2, which means a takedown, which ties it at 4, favors Leydecker. If Leydecker can get one takedown, she can take the lead in this match.
Yeah, I mean, it's a part of the rules here at RAF that really encourages a lot of action. Just another way that we're changing the game here at Real American Freestyle.
One thing that I noticed about Lucia at the press conference is she was so happy to be there, elated. She had a smile on her face. She really seemed to be in her element and enjoying herself. Whereas Everest was very, serious. And you gotta wonder, is that because she knows she's gonna run away with this match and she's gonna beat Lucia, or is Lucia's flow and being in that flow happy state helping her get this, being able to win this match? She's up 8-2.
Yeah, she's picked up 2 here, and it's really from Leydecker going after it and exposing, and she continues to lose against Guzman, and this lead just continues to grow. Jill, what's happening there? She's attacking the leg, but she's giving up a lot of points.
We call those cheap tilts, which means you don't have to get overly aggressive. You use the other person's aggression defensively without even scoring a takedown. You can expose your opponent. Guzman was able to do that 3 times, picked up 6 points on Leydecker's attack.
She only needs 2 more, and that's going to be a tech fall for Lucia, but she gets her back taken there, gets that exposure. Everest Leydecker, nicely done by Leydecker.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
looking for the leg grab. Leg lace, excuse me.
She's got enough time if she can pull a few of them off, but it's going to be tough.
She's got to hurry.
And she goes to turn her, can't turn her. And this is going to be stood up. I knew it. So there it was. 1 attempt there by Leydecker. Not quite done yet. 14 seconds left on the clock. Final period.
Running away with this matchup is Lucia. I'm happy for her.
Absolutely. So much hype here with the hometown girl. But Lucia comes in here, El Tigre, and shows out.
La Tigra, she made the most of her opportunity here. She's happy. I think that happy spirit is what carried her into this victory tonight.
The celebration is on. Everest Leydecker can't get it done at home, but La Tigra is legit, and she just showed it. The silver medalist, what a performance here at RAF06.
And I know Izzy Martinez is super happy for him. He loves Lucia. He literally says, that's my girl, that's my girl.
Let's go to Jazz Securo to make it all official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 periods and a final score of 10-3, your winner, Lucia La Tigra Guzman.
Lucia Guzman tonight, victorious in her debut here at RAF. Live on Fox Nation. The celebration goes on there. She doesn't want to leave the stage. She's having too much fun out there. Drowning in, man. Enjoy that victory.
Lucia just put her name on the map here at Real American Freestyle. She is the most sought-after girl from South America. She has put Ecuador on the map as far as their wrestling goes as well. She is the poster child for South American wrestling at Real American Freestyle. And I know that her happy spirit is what helped her. Her positive attitude is what helped her get this victory tonight. I'm happy she's putting women's women's freestyle wrestling on the map.
Still to come tonight, the main event. Triple C in the house, Arizona zone. Henry Cejudo, the gold medalist at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. UFC champion, Henry Cejudo, ready for his moment. Cejudo takes on that man, the California kid. Nothing like that, man. Urijah Faber, UFC Hall of Famer, ready to get it done here at Real American Freestyle.
Hey, Urijah, can I interrupt for 1 second?
What's up, guys?
How confident do you feel about your match with Henry Cejudo?
I feel great about it. I feel like he's an Olympic champion, which, you know, I'm kind of playing with the house money, and he hasn't wrestled in a long time. He's been focusing on MMA. And when I finished my wrestling career, I wrestled for another 20 some odd years, MMA related, so I'm much better than I used to be. I'm excited to get the gold, baby.
Urijah Faber, does he stand a chance against you?
Man, he stands no chance. That California middle-aged man, he absolutely makes me sick. On Saturday night, he's going to bend the knee to King Triple C. My prediction, that dude's not going to last a damn minute. You'd be lucky to get out of the first period. You're done. You're done!
Well, they take a look at 21 years old. There in 2008, he became the youngest Olympic champion. Then Kyle Snyder would come along in 2016. Amit Alor would able to come in 2024, but still incredible company. 2025 NCAA champion in Iowa and a 4-time All-American, an absolute monster. This is what happened against Yoel Romero. Juliana.
Mopped the floor with him, took a short notice fight against him on like less than a day. Wasn't expecting to go up against the granite, Yoel Romero, and just mopped him up completely. And, you know, super happy for Stephen Buchanan. He is the hottest wrestler right now, period. Just coming off of a gigantic win against Yazdani a couple weeks ago. He's incredible. I'm super looking forward to this matchup.
No doubt about it. Here we go. Heavyweights, let's go to Jazz Securo.
Real American Wrestling fans, here come the big boys in the Real American Freestyle Unlimited Heavyweight Division. Please welcome 3-time European Wrestling Championships gold medalist and 2024 Olympic silver medalist representing Georgia. Please welcome Givi Matcharashvili.
Givi, here he comes, Olympic silver medalist. Lost that match at 97 kilograms to our own Taj. You'll remember Taj came in, represented Bahrain, wrestled in Real American Freestyle and got a victory. We've got the gold medalist and we're about to have the silver medalist.
His opponent, 4-time NCAA All-American, NCAA National Champion, wrestling out of Iowa City, Iowa, Stephen Buchanan!
So when it comes to international wrestling, both of these men compete at 97 kilograms, but in Real American Freestyle, we call it unlimited, which means they can weigh whatever they want. Now, with that said, they both weighed in right around 220 pounds, Juliana.
And this is the new rules, yes, for the heavyweights that they just implemented this last
Your third man
event.
on the mat is Jason Bobby.
I was invited by the Brands brothers to come out to Iowa City, taking a week of Iowa practice. I met Stephen Buchanan. Stephen Buchanan was there twice a day, every day doing freestyle, but he wasn't signed up for the U23s. He wasn't signed up for the U.S. Open.
Nice
Shot there by Buchanan.
Ooh.
He wasn't signed up for the trials of which he was qualified for. I said, how come you're not competing this season? Buchanan said, chill, I don't know how to wrestle freestyle. Now, with that said, in 10 months, which brings us to right now, he has defeated the Olympic silver medalist by technical fall, and last week he defeated the Olympic gold medalist by silver fall. So, Juliana, I think Stephen Buchanan possibly does know how to wrestle freestyle.
Yeah, at first he was like, oh, I've never wrestled freestyle before. Yeah. You know what they call that in poker? Slow playing. He was slow playing us, acting like he didn't know the rules and that he wasn't going to didn't know if he was going to be able to do it. But like I said, he is the hottest guy right now in wrestling. And for those of you that don't know, he is 1 out of 10 kids.
I did not know that.
Yes, I know you didn't. Not a lot of people do. 1 out of 10.
There's your wrestling practice right there.
I know, right? They're breaking couches as kids. I mean, that's what he told me.
Boy, Givi's a brick. Stephen had a good shot a moment ago. Givi's big hips stopped him.
He is. He's like a bull. He's a strong, stocky guy. He's short, but he's stocky, and he's got a really nice snatch single and a beautiful gut wrench and a nice right underhook. So let's see if we can see that. He's working that Russian, but nice job by Stephen Buchanan posting on the head to defend.
Not a whole lot of words at the press conference where Givi, he's just ready to get down to business here and knows what sort of stage this is. He knows what sort of opportunity this is. He's going to make the most of it. Stephen Buchanan really up for the challenge, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of these guys are just happy to be here. They've never had a stage like this where they can kind of showcase their nice chest what is that called? The pinch.
Chest wrap, yep.
Chest wrap.
And that's just
head
a
pinch.
good, that's a good, and I don't mean to cut your thought off, but that is just a good collegiate scramble. When you talk about Stephen Buchanan not having this freestyle experience, it's a scramble. Take the guy down, don't let him take you down. Put him on his back, don't let him take you to your back.
I was trying to say head pinch and then chest wrap at the same time. Little head pinch chest wrap there for the go behind for Jeevee.
Well,
Matcharashvili.
He went after it, and good job on that. But he went after it, but was unable to beat that shot clock. So a point did go to Buchanan. Buchanan sits at 1-0 after one period. This crowd, man, these kids have been wild in here at the Mullet Arena here on the campus of Arizona State University in Tempe. RAF has come to town, and there's so much excitement, as you can see. I mean, it's like every second person's a kid. It's kids everywhere, Jill. It's amazing what this company is doing for the youth wrestling.
Absolutely sold out, family affair, and they got here for the first match.
You got your kid here, he's here too.
I got my son and my daughter here.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And my hot-ass wife, by the way. You seen that girl?
She's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
I'm laying out.
That's a nice compliment.
She looks like a Miss Universe, you know? Like, that's how pretty she is.
She will appreciate that.
It's true. And, you know, I thought that, like, you know, you got all of your kind of funny quirks. But then I had a conversation with her, and I realized that she's actually the funny one.
She is the funny one.
She's a spitfire.
That says a lot.
Nice shot there. Nice defense by Jeevee Matcharashvili. In on that front headlock.
The more you say it, the better you're getting at it.
I like it.
It just keeps rolling off the tongue.
Looking for the go behind, that chest wrap there. Picking up the single leg is Buchanan.
Wow, that is a grip.
Yeah, he's strong, I'm telling you.
Buchanan's a monster.
No. Jeevee Matcharashvili's strong. He is so physically strong. He's short, he's stocky, but he's strong. In on that chest wrap again, looking to turn it. But nicely done by Stephen Buchanan with the double.
What a move there by Buchanan.
Oh, he might get this pin, you guys. And I see Mario Batista in the crowd.
Wow, Jeevee went for it there. He thought that he had something. I tell you,
he's got to hurry. He's got to get some offense off this parterre.
Is he going to work the parterre? Is he going to be able to add to this lead with 35 seconds to go? No, he is not. What an attempt there by Buchanan, though. He does build on that lead, 3-0, as the big boys here getting work.
Sorry, Jill, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's all right. You know, it sure is nice when you get on top. You get to that parterre position. You come out of college, you start to learn freestyle. You got to spend a lot of time in that spot. You don't have to turn a guy. Stephen Neal won a world championship, never turned anybody. Just to remind you, this is still a game where takedown is king. Boy, that was a big two-point exposure. And Jeevee helped him with that. You know, Jeevee did the right thing. He was trying to win this match. He was trying to get points. Buchanan was just so strong.
Matcharashvili had that front head chest wrap and thought that he was going to be able to work his offense off of it, but instead, I mean, the vet, Stephen Buchanan, changed that into a double leg, and that's just a testament to how savvy, how explosive he is, and how strong he is.
So there we go. Another period in the books, and Buchanan's lead grows. 3-0, and of course, we know Jeevee has a lot in his book to go to.
I have seen Jeevee Matcharashvili hit the most beautiful snatch singles I've ever seen. I would like to see him go for that because that chest wrap is not working for him, and I think Buchanan caught his timing now on that move.
Yeah, and I'm reading the book by its cover, but as I look at Buchanan, I think he's a little bit fatigued here. I think he thought he might have had a touch fall. One thing that happens when you think you have a touch fall, you get excited, and then you experience what's known as an adrenaline dump. That might have happened to Stephen Buchanan.
We start the third and final period here.
Heavy
Can
pause.
Jeevee make something happen? Can he get into this lead, cut into the lead of Stephen Buchanan?
A lot heavier hand fighting now from both gentlemen, posting on the head, trying to get past this head position. Hand fighting, oh, he tried it, and it was stuffed by Buchanan. Nicely done. Going in for that low single. It was like he sold him on a feint for that first one and then reshot again for that single for the second time and got it. Jeevee Matcharashvili.
Put it on the board, 2 points, go to Jeevee.
I think Buchanan knew he was conceding that too, but thought he could hold him and get a 2-2, kind of make it a wash there. Boy, we got ourselves a match, minute 7 seconds. If we do have a fading Buchanan, I don't know that he's tired. I'm just telling you, he's sure acting a little bit like it.
Yeah, he is actually, Joe. I think you're onto something.
Coach Brands is not going to love that body language. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, it's a tell.
Remember, the last person, the final person that scores wins if this was to tie.
So for example, if he just pushes his feet right out of that circle and then it makes it 3-3, the match would go to GB Matcharashvili.
Exactly, it was very, very close.
Stephen Buchanan's holding his heart, you guys. He's gassed, Chael. He's literally holding his chest. Honestly, he's holding his chest tight.
Yeah, this is not a sell job. Every now and then you'll rope-a-dope the Americans.
Speaking of rope-a-dope, it's 3-3 now. Did they give him that push-out point?
They must have given him the push-out.
Oh, no.
It wasn't a shot clock. The shot clock was not enacted.
30 seconds. GB Matcharashvili might run away with this match.
Stephen Buchanan is running out of gas. That's not a good place to be here with 20 seconds left. Unlimited weight. The big boys here showing out. Can GB make a successful debut? Buchanan gives it one more shot. GB has it scouted.
You know, he won silver in the men's freestyle in 2024 Summer Olympic Games in Paris. He's definitely probably a lot more familiar with the freestyle wrestling than Stephen Buchanan.
Yes, he is.
Stephen Buchanan is really feeling it right now.
He's holding his chest. He's holding his right side there.
And then you see GB collapse right next to him.
Oh my gosh, these guys are spent.
They
can't even stand up to like get his hand raised. He's so exhausted. Look at how hard he's breathing. Look at how hard they're both breathing. Holy cow. These guys are gassed. As my dad would say, he ran out of Wheaties. Look at Stephen Buchanan, Chael. Look at
I see him.
We are going to make it official here. These two men just had a war in front of us, Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 periods and a final score of 3-3, your winner on criteria of last point scored, GB Matcharashvili.
Is Stephen going to throw over? Do we have a medical issue here?
It looks like a medical issue, honestly. It looks like a medical issue. Is he having a heart attack?
We don't want to jump to any conclusions, but he's certainly having a moment there, and we got to get that worked on. And, of course, our very capable medical officials will take a look at that, and we'll keep you updated on Stephen Buchanan. GB Matcharashvili able to get a win here tonight. Tremendous. There he is, founder. He's the man that got it all going here, Chad Bronstein, and his fantastic family.
Selena Bronstein, Chase Bronstein, Emerson Bronstein, the best, changed my life.
Chad alongside Eric Bischoff, Izzy Martinez, and late great Hulk Hogan. Got this all started and underway. We know Nick Hogan's in the house.
Matcharashvili and Merab Dashvili. It must be a Georgian thing because they're both from the same country. They must have known each other for many, many years.
Well, you can play RAF for cash. Make picks on the number of takedowns for a chance to win. All you gotta do is scan the flow code or use code freestyle to get an exclusive bonus. Play $5, get $75 in fantasy entry. That's right, use the code freestyle at xtbets.com/play RAF. Get your picks in. Absolutely insane.
Flex cam.
One of our investors, Jerry Padower, in the house.
Yeah, pop top, guys. Let's see it.
This is a party here at the Mullen Arena. They know how to party in Arizona State, so let's take a look at our next matchup. We got a good one here, folks. A couple of guys making their debut here in the company. How about a 2-time U.S. national champion in Alirez, 2023 NCAA champion at Northern Colorado. Bryce Meredith, Big 12 champ, 7-1 pro MMA. And they've done this before. This is a rematch. Let's go to Jazz.
Here we go, wrestling fans. This match is at a Real American Freestyle catchweight of 150 pounds. Please welcome two-time Big 12 champion, NCAA national champion wrestling out of Greeley, Colorado. Please welcome Andrew Alirez.
And here comes Andrew Alirez. What a debut, another great addition to the roster. Alirez looking to come out here and make instant impact. This guy could be a big problem in the division.
And his opponent, four-time Wyoming State champion, three-time NCAA All-American. Please welcome Bryce Meredith.
Sleeper match of the night.
Yeah, make the call, Chael. There you go.
Right here, Bryce Meredith. I watched him wrestle for national championships. He was trained by the great Mark Branch. But I watched Alirez win national championships and do it on an undefeated season. This, for me, is the sleeper match of the card.
Brock Zollinger here will be third man on the match.
Brock Zollinger.
I love it. Let's get after it. Meredith and Alirez. Next up, two debuts, two guys that could really cause some problems at 150 pounds.
Yeah, yesterday at the press conference, they were talking about how they competed before and how Bryce has a win over Andrew. And Andrew said, you know what, let's not forget that I was 13 years old when you got that win.
I did the numbers. I don't think it was 13. I think it may have been a little. I think it may have been a little bit of an exaggeration. But that being said, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, it was a different time, different place.
He's a man now, Jack. He's a man.
Repommel.
It's not the same match. And both of these gentlemen have also gone and dived into the MMA world. So it's almost like there's a little bit of like, I think that's why they put this matchup together, right? They both have the wrestling background, but they're both MMA fighters trying to create this big career in MMA.
Yep,
and
just keep
it's
leading
kind of
with your head, Bryce. Lead with your head.
Loser leaves town or something.
Wow, loser leaves town match. Here we go.
Andrew's singlet is bothering him. He's saying he's hanging on it. But we know that Dustin Kawa makes the best singlets with takedown.
Certainly does. Good
I had
drop
to say
on
that. I had to say that so he would give me a T-shirt.
And guys, they did give him a point there. A singlet grab is illegal, even unintentional. They gave a point to Alirez.
Hey, one thing is for sure. One thing we're learning, Chael, is that if you make a valid complaint, they are listening.
Good feint, Bryce.
Yeah.
All you got to do is just advocate.
Yeah, it's a trend that I don't want to see continue, but you are right.
Hey, we got 30.
Well, at first, in the first couple of first couple events, we had the bricks. People were throwing bricks, but then it was like too long. Everyone was throwing a brick for every call. So they got rid of the bricks, and now some rules changed again. Front headlock for Alirez.
Circle.
Alirez. And by the way, these guys just want to win. I don't want to give them a hard time, but I will make a prediction that Eric Bischoff is going to put a foot up somebody's ass when this show is over. Wrestle your match. Don't worry about refereeing it. Oh my God, Bryce Meredith got him.
Baby.
He's going to get him. Bryce needs to circle him. He needs to circle him on the mat. He got, wait, out of bounds. Out of bounds. They called it out of bounds. Oh, no, time.
It was the time.
Time expired. All right,
wow.
Good job.
Saved by the bell.
What? Good job by all
We were
involved.
looking in all different directions. Is it out of bounds? Is it, I mean, what's happened here?
Just when you think that Andrew's going to get this takedown, Bryce.
Everybody did what they're supposed to do here.
Right, and he tries to go in for it. And
Meredith catches him. Now what Meredith needs to do is circle him on the mat, but he tries to hold him here. Alirez fights it off, keeping that shoulder up because the touch fall counts, and the referee keeps his eye on the clock. Everybody involved did their job.
When you say circle him off the mat, Chael, you mean he needs to go north-south?
That's what I was
towards
circling
his
on.
feet.
Bring his head back towards the center so that if Alirez bridges, he's got all this real estate to keep his shoulders down.
Got it.
Now, I must tell you, I was not aware that we had such a short amount of time. I was too locked on the action.
Yeah, I think everybody was 3-2. Alirez with the lead, but Meredith with the momentum here in our second period.
Bryce Meredith, teammate to Benson Henderson, who's going to be competing against Aljamain Sterling later on tonight.
I'm ready for that matchup.
And Bryce Meredith is so happy to be here. He says it feels like a dream dream come true. He named all of the guys on the card and said, you guys have no idea how excited I am to be here. He had such a great attitude.
And these are guys that are wrestling, that are fighting on the highest level, but to be a part of RAF is such an honor to them. And you got everybody with contracts in the UFC, PFL, wherever it may be, that just want to get a chance to be on RAF. That's pretty special.
Yes, and Andrew said he was coming out for fire. He says he wants to 10-0 all his opponents. And little fun fact, he's a great fisherman. Likes to fish.
You're winning those exchanges, Bryce.
Under a minute here, and we are going to get the shot clock in place. The clock is on Alirez right now, which means if Meredith can keep him from shooting, then that is going to be the point that he needs. And Alirez says, no, I got you.
Singling out the back door for Andrew. Again.
Wow. No points given, and here we go.
Oh, he's got his own.
Wow. 4 points. It is 11-2, and Alirez can put this thing away.
We'll see that last
We're
one.
looking for the leg blade. He got it. And it's double, triple, that's 3. That's over.
Wow.
That is a tech fall for Alirez. Nicely done by Andrew. He said, you were 13 when you beat me, but I'm a grown man now. Get up there, champ.
I know what you wanted to put in there. Grown, and then you stopped yourself. Well done.
Yeah, this is a family show. Sorry, Mom.
Alirez and Meredith. Wow, that was a moment. An incredible sequence there.
Submarine out the back door for Alirez. Trying to hold on to those feet is Bryce Meredith. Out the back door again is Alirez. Turns it over here and then gets this leg lace 3 times. Laces up those legs 3 times. That's very nice.
All right, let's go to Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is over at 22 seconds left in period number 2. A final score of 13-2. Your winner by technical fall, Andrew Alirez.
What a W there for Alirez, and we're going to get a little talk here with Chael P.
Andrew Alirez, what just happened? That was a beating.
Yeah, you guys know how I get down when I'm right. I put points on the board, baby.
All right, Andrew, you won the national championship. You won the U.S. Open. Now here you are in Real American Freestyle. You got to look at some competitors tonight. Jordan Oliver comes to mind. What did you think of his performance?
He's great, man. That's my idol. We actually worked out before this, so he's somebody that I'd love to get down with, but all respect to him. He's the man.
I understand that respect. Real Woods is also on the roster. I'm just curious, now that Alirez has arrived, who would you like to face next?
Who would you guys rather have? Let's hear it. Real Woods? Bo Bartlett? Jordan Oliver? Pretty close. We'll see.
All right, I got to ask you about tonight's main event. We've got Urijah Faber. He's going to be taking on Henry Cejudo. They're going to do it at a different weight class than Henry won the Olympics. Does that affect this outcome?
Hey, I'm going with Triple C, baby. Gotta represent.
Guys, give it up for your winner, Andrew Alirez.
Alirez with the win. He's calling out everybody. He is just ready to get back on the mats, and we are glad to have him. A great addition to the roster here at RAF. Well, there's some other guys we'd love to have on the roster. How about Sean O'Malley? Sugar Sean in the house, taking in former UFC champion, one of the most exciting fighters on their roster. Anytime he wants to dip his toes in, we would love to have him here at RAF. Well, we got that welterweight championship match still to come. King David Carr, an emotional night. He gave the legacy championship to his father, but now he has to defend that title against a guy he looked up to in Bubba Jenkins, a 2011 NCAA champion. Carr and Jenkins later on tonight. Oh man, the fans are absolutely electric tonight, on their feet. Mugzy hooking them up with all kinds of swag. Let's go to Eric, Chad, and Izzy with some big announcements.
Unbelievable crowd here in Phoenix. I can't tell you, it feels so good to be back in the AZ. But we've got a lot going on. I'm here with my co-partners, Izzy Martinez, Chad Bronstein. A lot of news going on in Real American Freestyle. Let's kick it off with the weight classification. Izzy?
Yeah, the light heavyweight weight class has changed. We've aligned it more to the Olympic weight classes, which is 190 pounds and 213 pounds. So we've moved 205 to 215 pounds. We've told our current 205 champion it's time to either ride off in the sunset or go up to 215 or 190 and be the #1 contender. So Bo Nickel has a choice, but we're super excited because now the top wrestlers in the world, we have 3 Olympic champions. We have 7 Olympic medalists. They don't have to go to unlimited now. They go right in their weight class where they're projected to wrestle in the 2028 Olympics. So we are super excited about that.
Talking about super excited, we're super excited about going to your hometown, Tampa, Florida. A big event coming up. What can we look forward to?
Well, Tampa's going to be just like Phoenix. It's going to be a sold-out crowd. We're excited about Tampa. What we can look forward to from my side is you got a great matchup between Kyle Dake, our current champion, and then you have Parker Keckeisen, who just beat Zahid Valencia in RAF recently. So that matchup's going to be great. People want to see it. Parker's on a great run, and Dake obviously is Kyle Dake. So hopefully we'll see some real good action there. And also another matchup that I'm really excited to see is Pat Downey versus Trent Hidlay. Izzy was really excited about this matchup, called me up about it. For me, Pat's been in 4 RAFs, or 5 RAFs, so he's a regular, and Trent's on #2 in Tampa. So it's gonna be good action there. Pat's looking for an upset.
What are you looking forward to most, Izzy?
You know, let's go back to that weight class change, and predominantly why we've made some weight class changes is because the top wrestlers in the world, the most famous wrestlers in the world, are in that weight class. And we have Olympic champion Kyle Schneider going against Olympic champion Ahmed Tazdinov from Bahrain, and those two guys are going to be fireworks. They're both, it's the old guy of the sport with Kyle Schneider, Olympic champion, going against the young and up-and-comer 22-year-old Ahmed Tazdinov in Tampa, and that is for the first 215-pound light heavyweight championship belt.
So check us out, May 28th, Tampa, Florida, right here on Fox Nation. You really don't want to miss it.
That isn't enough hype to get behind. Man, what huge matchups we got going on in Tampa. It's March 28th at the Yingling Center. Be a part of it. Scan the QR code. 25% off tickets. Of course, we'll be right here on Fox Nation if you can't make it out to the Yingling Center. But that is going to be a special night, to say the least. And that's right, the first title fight, the only title fight on the card, is about to go down. The fans are definitely feeling it tonight here at the Mullet Center. And a man that knows it very well around here, Bubba Jenkins, a national champion here at Arizona State, so it's a nice homecoming for him. 21-9 pro MMA career. What an incredible career it's been. And David Carr, well, he's David Carr. King David Carr, of course, wins the title at 2, defends it at 4 against Bilal Muhammad, 2-time NCAA champion with the Iowa State Cyclones. Let's take a look at the highlights here, how it all went down. Juliana, David Carr, man, is he something special.
David Carr is something special. He is fast as lightning. Made his debut. Nice leg wraps there. Leg laces, excuse me. He is like faster than a speeding bullet. But King David has God on his side. He's got his parents on his side. He is one of 7 kids. And he is just a great mentor for the youth to look up to and achieving their dreams. And of course, he is wrestling royalty, as we saw his dad, Nate Carr, getting the Lifetime Achievement Award here earlier tonight. He must be proud of his son because David King Carr is a phenom.
Well, here's his opponent, and we're talking about the former Bellator MMA competitor and NCAA wrestling champion that makes his debut tonight. That is Bubba, my bad man, Jenkins. Looking to change the welterweight landscape and add world championship gold to his resume from the commentary booth. Right back to the mats. Bubba Jenkins ready to get after it tonight at RAF06.
I just gotta make sure that that's what it was, you know.
Bubba, question for you.
What's up, my man?
A lot of people expect David Carr to beat you. How do you feel being overlooked?
Well, I mean, y'all gotta check my resume. Y'all gotta know my style. I'm Batman things all the time. And to be honest with you, this isn't the first Goliath that I done slayed named David. Y'all gotta check the resumes.
Well, this is not David's the future and you're the past. How does that make you feel?
It could be a passing of the guard. This is a little family reunion, and it's a big steak on the plate. He think he got the big steak. I think I got the big steak. We're gonna go to the backyard and figure it out.
All right, let's go to Jazz. Let's get it started.
Tempe, Arizona. Who is ready for the Real American Freestyle Welterweight World Championship? Please welcome your challenger, Bubba Jenkins.
Cal State University is fighting for their survival. There was a meeting of the minds that I showed up to. Bubba Jenkins was there, and I had a whole night to visit with him. Of course, the topic of this match came up, and Bubba reminded me of something. He said, Chael, you've seen me lose. I said, yes. He said, have you ever seen me lose when I was supposed to? Meaning, he does his best work when he's an underdog, and I had to respond after thinking, no, I've never seen you lose a match where the people thought you were outmatched. That is the time that he rises to the occasion. Can he rise to David Carr? It's a big ask,
yes,
but they called the right guy.
He's a bad man, Bubba Jenkins, ready to challenge for the welterweight championship of the world.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your RAF welterweight world champion, David Carr.
Hey, King David Carr is back. Slater Thomas accompanying him, trying to get some more subscriptions there for Carr Champ. And how about it? I mean, David Carr, not only is he so incredibly talented, but he's got the charisma as well. He walks around with that crown and he lives that life.
He absolutely lives that life. Just came back from France, just came back from Croatia. He has been busy, and he says, I've been watching Bubba since I was a kid. This is a never meet your heroes type of match, you know, because your heroes might become your enemies, and although they're not enemies right now, they are.
No doubt. Let's go up to Jazz Secura for championship introduction.
We are sold out at the Mullet Arena in Tempe, Arizona. Ladies and gentlemen, Fox Nation, we have 3 periods for the Real American Freestyle Welterweight World Championship. Introducing on my right, he weighed in at 164.6 pounds, a 2-time NCAA All-American, an NCAA National Champion, Junior Freestyle Gold Medalist, PFL veteran and $1 million finalist, and 2-time Brave World Champion. Wrestling out of Las Vegas by way of Virginia Beach, introducing Bubba Badman Jenkins.
He almost ran Jazz over.
His opponent across the mat, he weighed in at an even and ready 165 pounds, a 4-time All-American, a 4-time Big 12 champion, a U20 world champion, and a 2-time NCAA national champion. He is the reigning, defending, undisputed Real American Freestyle welterweight champion of the world, King David Carr! Your referee is Brock Solinger.
3 2-minute rounds. Championship is on the line here at RAF06. Crowd feeling it. A lot of folks getting behind the former Sun Devil, the former national champion. Bubba Jenkins, the challenger, but man, there's a lot of love in here for David Carr. This guy, national treasure. They love him around here. And here we go.
Look, I get it. I get that David's a favorite, and for good reason, but what does he have to gain? It is an interesting approach to this match. This is a situation where he's going to be a little puckered up, and Bubba Jenkins just went up by 2.
Oh, my goodness. Great.
Bubba Jenkins got traded from Penn State. And then went up against David Taylor, who took his place and was able to pin him, being the showman that he is, in front of Penn State, and just rubbed it in their faces. And I know that that's the kind of game that he's trying to show here again tonight. He wants to chase after that and be that underdog that comes out on top, especially against a guy with a resume like David Carr.
I think he just stepped out and they missed it, by the way.
Well, we're going to have to take a
well,
look
I'm
at
only sharing that Bubba just grabbed a sneak two on him. I think he might have just grabbed one more on him. Everything is going Bubba's way.
Well, if they can't advocate for themselves, we should advocate for them, Chael, and we should ask for a replay. Turn.
Of course, David Carr, rarely out of position.
Wrestling on the edge, and that's veteeranism. Ooh, he gets it again!
David stepped out, I believe.
I got to see this.
The point goes to David Carr.
I thought he turned.
Jenkins.
I thought he turned in. I thought that.
Bubba Jenkins stepped out. I knew it was close.
That's right. If there's a step out, that will end the action.
But is it 2 feet or 1?
It's just 1 foot.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 1 foot goes out.
That is.
And it was close, and it was on the far side. Referee says that Bubba was the one that stepped out. All right, Juliana, I'm going to tell you something. I want you to believe me no matter how crazy it is. Are you ready for this?
Yes, okay.
Bubba Jenkins is ahead of David Carr.
Yes, he is. I know. And he might even be ahead of another point, and they didn't call that step out before.
Yeah, but he just, I'll tell you what, David Carr just kind of got in his bag there. And you just lit a fire under him right there.
Okay.
And there's another 2.
Can I tell you?
And another 2. Yes, another 2.
He's going to go. He's getting greedy. Listen, it's the gas tank.
And the leg lace.
Time was out before that leg lace.
He's saying,
wow.
I think that exchange might have started with a headbutt, by the way. Bubba kind of stopped wrestling there. I think he might have taken a headbutt. Either way, fair play. 6 points go up for David Carr.
That just goes to show you how fast it can happen, Juliana. So incredibly quick.
The wrestling cardio of David Carr is on par here, and you're seeing that. Bubba had a fast start, but he's slowing down, and David Carr's wrestling cardio is on another level thanks to his mom and dad.
Guys, I come to you with bad news, but I think perhaps for the sake of clarity, it's appropriate to add this. I'm hearing from Stephen Buchanan's team. They believe that he's suffering either a broken rib or possibly a broken sternum. They do not have x-rays in, but they believe that to be the issue and the reason that he was holding himself.
Well, I don't hate to say, I'm happy to say that's what it was, right?
Yeah.
Because we were thinking it may have been something a lot more severe. So
nobody make him laugh, man, because I've had broken ribs. I've had 2 broken ribs, and that is killer, and there's nothing you can do for it.
Oh, the worst pain.
It hurts so bad. Sneeze, laugh, sit. Ooh, so painful. Wishing you the best, Steven.
All right, Bubba looks fresh. I mean, he could be hiding it, but look at his face. I mean, he's talking to David Carr. He's having a good time still.
I want him to win because I want him to slay that David Goliath that he said yesterday at the press conference.
There's just something inspiring about the mere thought that Bubba Jenkins could walk in and take out the king.
I would be so happy for him. I really would. I want to see him get it done, but David Carr is a force to be reckoned with.
yes, he is. I mean, that's such a tall task.
He's got the age on his side.
You know, Cyrus, when you're an announcer, you're not supposed to say who you want to win. And I've broken that rule one time in my life. A young gal named Juliana Pena was fighting Amanda Nunes. And I told the world, I want the Venezuela vixen to shock him. And she did.
Wait, am I not supposed to say?
And I never regretted it. I never regretted breaking the rule, and you won't regret it either.
Thank you. That's a double. And it's complete. He's going to tech him.
And, yeah, he's going to end up teching him here. Maybe
Come on,
not
Bubba.
quite yet, but David Carr just seems like it's imminent.
I just want Bubba to do good because I want the match to go on longer.
Well, I thought he had 2 for a takedown, and I thought they gave him a turn. Do I have that wrong?
No, he didn't get the turn. He didn't get the turn. He just got the takedown. He was close.
You know, you don't have to rub it in, Cyrus, okay? I'm not the puppy that missed the paper over here.
No.
You think I got time to know everything that's
That's what
going
a good
on?
partner does. I'm just helping you. I'm just clarifying details. Here we go. David Carr, could he get it done?
Sits that corner.
And I believe that is going to lock it down. No.
That's it. That's it.
There we go. Put it in the books. David Carr, fairly effortlessly. Bubba Jenkins picks up those early points. Kind of gets everybody excited, but then you realize we're dealing with David Carr.
That was the cleanest backflip I've ever seen in my life.
That
Did
was
you guys
very
see
nice.
that? That was very nice.
He got some air, landed it.
What an athlete.
And now he goes straight down to Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Nice.
I love it. The celebration is on. Let's take a look at the replay.
I didn't mean to say sit that corner. I meant to say he's looking to go for the go behind David Carr. Gets this turn, gets this tilt.
Bubba Jenkins, man. Fantastic performance. But David Carr, he's pretty serious. That's why he is the best in the world right now, and he proves it once again. And he's got a whole bag of gummy bears or gummy worms that he's ready to tear up. Let's go ahead and go to Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 37 seconds left in period number 2, a final score of 13-2. Officially a technical fall, and your winner, and still the Real American Freestyle welterweight champion of the world, King David Carr!
All right, let's go to Chael. Standing by with the champ.
I'm with David Carr, who I thought was bringing me a snack. By the way, your father was recognized. You defended your championship. I believe that's what they refer to as a good night for the Carr family.
It's a great night, lots of legacy. But more importantly, I don't want to shine light on me, but my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, I couldn't do it without him.
All right, David, you got things.
Have a gummy bear for me.
I will have a gummy bear. Is this a sponsor, or are we just having gummy bears?
It's just my favorite candy.
I gotta tell you, it's pretty good. I still favor a Snickers. But all right, back to the wrestling action. Who do you want to have next?
You know, I've been calling a lot of people out, but I'm just ready for whoever, you know. Kamar Usman, I'd like him to come to the mat, but I'm ready for whoever, you know. I'm the champ. People should be calling me out, so I'm ready to go.
All right, let's talk some business real fast. Let's say you were a matchmaker. I see Marab sitting over here, and I know that Marab's got a match coming up, but I don't know who the opponent is. Who would you put Marab against?
I would like to see Marab, maybe Armin, or maybe Marab. Let's see, what would be good to wait for? Maybe Real Woods versus Marab.
I like where your head's at on that. Now, speaking of Tsarukyan is coming up. Is he going to be $1,000 richer, or is Giorgio going to beat the UFC's #1 contender?
I got Giorgio. Hey, I've never seen him get taken down.
I don't want to end this interview because I don't know anybody the crowd likes listening to more, but ladies and gentlemen, I got a rap. Give it up one time for the king and the champion, David Carr.
Wow. I mean, this guy, he's too much.
I want to see him versus Salkazanov.
Ooh, I like that.
I would love that.
That is a matchup. Yes, good booking here, Giuliani. You can do it all. I love it. David Carr victorious, and that was a performance right there. A statement made once again by the King. 3-0, 2 title defenses, and still reigning as our welterweight champion. Now celebrating with Marab, the rest of the esteem. We got Sugar Sean, everybody's in the building here. Colby Covington's here, Holly Holmes here. I mean, it's a list. It's an incredible list. We got our co-main event still to come. As we just talked about it, Arman Tsarukyan taking on Giorgio Poullas. Yes, that is happening in our co-main event. There's a lot of intrigue here. UFC contender taking on the man that just doesn't get taken down. He'll pay you $1,000 if he can.
I'm gonna launch one. Here we go. Give it up for the champ.
Let's do the takedowns. Like, you paid 1,000, right, for the people for the takedowns.
I'll give you 1,000 every time you take me down. How much I get every time I take you down?
Same.
At least 5.
Same, bro.
No, it's different money, man. Come on.
No, bro.
1 to 5.
Bro, you're a wrestler. What are you talking about? You gotta be confident.
You're known for your legacy in wrestling.
Bro, you come from the wrestling.
I know, but what I'm saying is
2,000 per point.
Yeah. You have an opportunity here, man. Nobody's done it. I give you credit.
Bro, you never wrestle. You never wrestle with good guys.
Yeah, I do.
In the street?
I've been wrestling better wrestlers than you my whole life.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, on the freestyle on the mat, but outside you wrestle with the homelesses.
I need you to open the door, man. Let's go.
Hey, supervillains. Punch her? You're joking me. Looking for a fight? Well, look no further. Cops is back with all new episodes.
That's a lot of crap.
Randy? These heroes mean business.
Ugly-ass crackhead.
Cops, all new episodes, streaming now on Fox Nation.
You did not announce yourself before you touched me physically.
Tempe, Arizona, here, Arizona State University. They know a little bit about wrestling, and tonight it has been an all-out extravaganza here at the Mullet Arena, and it's only getting better as we up the ante a little bit. Just a couple of UFC champions throwing down here. Benson Henderson, Aljamain Sterling. You know, before stepping out of the RF bet, Aljamain Sterling and Benson Henderson became MMA legends, both winning UFC world titles, and tonight they return to their wrestling beginnings. Henderson, Sterling here on AM. Yes, indeed. Benson Henderson and Sterling next here at RAF. This one is going to be special. Who gets the dub tonight on the mat?
All right, man, you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Ben Smith, you guys like it?
Ah, yeah, of course.
Did you have a toothpick in your mouth? I'm just curious.
Not right now, not right now.
Well, you always fight with toothpicks in your mouth.
I do sometimes, just a bad habit. After I had my first kid, I saw him run around. He was 2, 3 years old, the toothpick in his mouth. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna choke on it, he's gonna die. I gotta stop that. So I tried to cut it out.
Smooth, serious question for you right now, okay? You've been out of like high-level competition for 3 years. Are you stepping into RAF to prove that you still belong, or are we about to watch a legend realize that 2015 doesn't exist anymore?
I think you're going to come see just somebody having fun, going to get after it. I'm always down for a good time. You know, you want to get after it, let's have some fun, let's go.
Hey, Aljo, you're UFC champion. If you lose at RAF, does that change your legacy?
I don't think so, but I don't think I'm losing, though. That's not the plan. I came here to get a belt. I'm comfortable being uncomfortable, so that's all that matters. I'm ready to put on a show, and that's really what it's all about, right? Let's go out there, have some fun, show everybody what the Funk Master is all about. You can't rewrite what's already written, so I'm here to make more history and get another belt in another organization.
So here we go, that's right. It is time for a catchweight bout here at 170 pounds. Sterling versus Henderson. Let's go to Jazz Securo to bring him out.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Real American Freestyle catchweight, 170 pounds. Please welcome two-time NCAA Division III All-American and former UFC bantamweight champion of the world, wrestling out of Uniondale, New York, Funk Master Aljamain Sterling.
And here's the man, Aljamain Sterling, the Funk Master, former UFC bantamweight champion. And is this guy having fun or what, Shale? He's just happy for the opportunity. Glad he could step in. He's going to try to make the most of it.
What's in that bag? He's got something in the bag, and I want to know what it is.
What's in the bag?
What's in the chumi, Aljo?
World champion Aljamain Sterling always steps up to wrestling challenges. He once took on Roman Bravo young, and he did it at 135 pounds. And I only tell you that because tonight's weigh-in is at 170. They tipped the scale this morning at 170. This is the highest weight Aljo has ever competed at. And by the way, he likes it. He says he feels better being able to focus on the competition as opposed to beating the scale.
Hey, you gotta love that. It's something we can offer some of these guys, especially these fighters coming around. Aljamain Sterling on the mat. That's what I like to see.
His opponent, former WEC lightweight world champion, former UFC lightweight champion of the world, from Phoenix, Arizona, Smooth Benson Henderson.
champion because Aljo's not the only one on the mat. Benson Henderson at 155 pounds, which I'll remind you is a lot closer to today's weigh-in than Aljo is going. You talk about two guys that love to compete. There was never hesitation, there was never pause. According to our matchmakers, it was one text message and one phone call. Both of them said yes.
Well, you talk about that weight discrepancy, but at the same time,
when the action begins, your
Aljo
is
obviously
Jared
has a lot of
Llewellyn.
years. You know, there's a lot of years difference here. You got a younger guy here in Aljamain. Is that going to make up the difference for that size? Henderson and Sterling, a matchup you didn't think you were going to see, but you're going to see it here on our RAF mats. Juliana, I'm ready for this one. Two guys you know very well. I think this is going to be a heck of a match.
Before I won the Ultimate Fighter, I had to be a training partner for Misha Tate down here in Phoenix, Arizona. My brother lived here at the time, and Benson Henderson welcomed me into the MMA lab with John Crouch. Such salt-of-the-earth type of people.
One of the real good guys, for sure.
One of the good, great guys, really nice. And then Aljo, me and him been in the UFC for so many years together. I feel like we've been, you know, little cousins, I guess, if you could say, just, you know, climbing the ranks and doing the whole UFC thing since both of us got started in our career. So I'm familiar with both these gentlemen. Front headlock there for Aljo, looking to take the back, and he gets two for that exposure.
Yes, he does. 2 points on the board here for the Funk Master here at the Mullet Center.
That's a veteran move.
Yeah, Benson Henderson, however, is not excuse me, a two-time champ in wrestling, and I know that he can get it done, but it might have be a while, or has been a while since he's competed like this.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, this is a guy really with Benson Henderson that kind of stopped at the high school level for the most part, but then transitioned over, where Aljo, you know, actually got it done in the D3. He said he's out here to represent for the D3 and the NAIA, so I like that's being represented here at RAF.
Yeah. What I meant to say is Benson Henderson is a two-time All-American, and the Funk Master, if you guys don't know, I know why he came out with the backpack, because that's his one of his fight names. That's his moniker. He is a human backpack on you. It's like as if you're wearing a backpack and you can't get it off. He sticks to you like glue, and he ain't going anywhere. Holding on to that single leg for dear life, Benson Henderson trying to do some offense with it, but they get called out.
So is this what you thought it would be, Chael, now that we've seen, much of the first period? Is this what you expected out of this match?
I've been curious about it because I favor Benson. Now, I've always favored Benson just because he's so much bigger. He was world champion at 55, Aljo at 35. Now, with that said, Aljo's walked around all week like the cat that ate the canary. All week, he's walked around like he knows something that we don't. And he started to win me over. Like, confidence is a very real thing.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. One thing I can also say is that, and I don't know if you guys touched on this at all, I had to stand up and greet some friends. Benson Henderson was supposed to go against Chad Mendes, which seemed more of a fair matchup because Chad Mendes and Benson have both been out of the game. They're not as active, whereas Aljo's been crying for a title shot, or excuse me, crying for a fight and wanting to get a fight. He's been very active, and the reason why he's here is because he's just trying to stay active because he wants the competition. It was going to be a much more fair competition, I think, with Chad Mendes, and in the last second, Chad Mendes unfortunately had to pull out because of his knee, and Benson got a shock of an opponent, a step up in competition in Aljo. So we need to give Benson a lot of credit here for taking such a hard matchup in Aljo.
So it all went down here 4-2. We go into the second period, and Henderson and Aljamain Sterling. Sterling with the early lead, but Benson goes right after it.
Nice. Goes attacks that low single.
Well, he got tilted here last time. You don't want to let your hips get too high. You need to get your head higher than your hips. Aljo's looking to scoot out the back. Aljo's going to come out with points here.
The Funk Master.
At a minimum, he's going to end up with a takedown.
And Ben needs to let go.
No points being given yet. He's coming back around.
Nice flank. Way to hit that. He didn't let him take the back there. Didn't let him ride for free. I like that. That was a nice vet move by Benson Henderson.
I spoke too soon. Benson's got his hand around the leg. Oh,
yes.
Benson's starting to step over.
Get it. Show him what these
what
guys
a matchup.
do.
Good to see these guys back on the mat, obviously training all the time, at the respective gyms. So it's not like these guys aren't wrestling, but wrestling freestyle, and the freestyle rule set is different. Aljamain comes out, put the points on the board here. Sterling makes it 6-2.
Looking to get some offense off this parterre, and he's putting the boots in.
Sterling's tactical. He was an All-American in college, but that was under the collegiate rules. I must tell you, I'm very impressed.
Yeah, no, Aljo's no joke. And Matcharashvili sitting front row there, main training partner. These guys are giving each other a heck of a time in the wrestling room all the time. And it's great to have a training partner like that, especially with both of them having those championship belts and experience. Benson with that single leg, getting tilted over there.
2 more points. 8-2, Aljo.
Looking for the gut wrench, trying to get some offense off this parterre. Lets it go, going for the front headlock. What was that? I thought he was going to say guillotine for a second.
Aljo and Hendo here at RAF6. 6-point lead here for Aljamain Sterling, as Benson Henderson's gonna have to fight from behind. He's been giving it everything, but Aljo has seemed to have all the answers thus far.
Benson back to the well on that single, looking to score some offense here, see if he can turn it. And he's not, he's gonna get turned himself.
One thing when you take those shots in freestyle, you don't want to stay there. Now, whether you're elevating, you're cracking down, you're cutting a quarter, but you don't want to stay. Benson's making a little bit of a mistake of shooting, stopping on his knees, and that's what's allowing Aljo to set up, which largely explains the discrepancy as we go into the break prior to the 3rd round. I feel like Benson Henderson's outworking him, maybe even out-wrestling him, but Aljo's outscoring him, and that ultimately is what matters.
And outscoring him might have something to do with, you know, a little fun fact about Aljo. He plays a mean Carl Khan defense in chess, and he is always one step ahead of the game there.
Wow, there we go. I like that. Well, he's certainly winning and playing some chess out there on the mats tonight as we take a look at that replay. I mean, just real fluid. Well done here by Aljamain. And Benson still has a chance to make things happen. You're talking about a guy that really a legend of combat sports. Benson Henderson, always so incredibly tough with his wrestling in his MMA game. Such a big part of what led him to championships in the WEC and UFC.
Benson goes in for a shot. It's stuffed. Front headlock for Aljamain Sterling. The Funk Master, the backpack. Looking to go behind from this position. Reaches for that leg. Nicely done by Benson Henderson. Back to his feet.
Just trying to wrench his neck and force him out of bounds.
Arm drag. Oh, no. Pops his head out. Benson's still in this, going for that low single shot.
Now right here is where I'm arguing that Benson is
stopping. You want him to keep moving,
yes.
Yeah. You want him to push through, and he's not pushing through.
That's right. That's not a resting position.
That's right.
Uh-oh, it looks like, could have that been a pin?
They called it a pin. A little bit of a surprise to me, but...
did they call it a pin, Shell?
They did.
They called that a pin. It didn't seem like the shoulder was down long enough, but that being said, that is a pin. Aljamain Sterling able to get the win here. A big W here at the Moet Arena. The respect being shown to a combat sports legend and Benson Smooth Henderson. But it was the younger man that got it done here tonight. Aljamain, the Funk Master, getting it done here at RAF. Let's take a look, and I would love to see Aljamain back. He seems to have a panache for this.
This is a legends match. These are 2 legends. These are 2 guys, 2 champions in the UFC that are coming and putting it all out on the line for us as fans, just for the pure love of wrestling. You got to hand it to both gentlemen. They are incredible competitors. And I'm so happy for Aljamain Sterling making his Real American Freestyle debut, getting that win, getting a pin.
All right, let's go up to Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, it ends at 1 minute and 8 seconds of period 3. Your winner by fall, Aljamain Funkmaster Sterling.
So there it is. Big W there for Aljamain Sterling as he is able to take out Ben Henderson tonight here in Tempe. That is a big accomplishment, and Sterling shows that he looks very comfortable on these mats, and I can't wait to see him back. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, we are going to see you next month, about 1 month exactly, at the England Center. It is Dake vs. Kickeisen 8 p.m. Eastern there in Tampa, Florida, at the England Center. Cruiserweight Championship on the line, and so many more matchups. They've been announced. Make sure you check us out right there on our official website and all of our social media. Scan now, 25% off of tickets. Well, folks, we take one legend, one champion, and Juliana Pena. She had an incredible night here. We always love having Juliana, but it's always great to welcome in the Olympic gold medalist,
it's great
the great Kurt Angle in the house tonight.
We're having a blast tonight.
What do you think so far? There's been some surprises here tonight.
This could be one of our best shows yet. It really is. Our best events, yeah.
What's been your highlight of the night thus far?
Oh, gosh, everything. David Carr. Well,
yeah, man.
Him and Bubba Jenkins. Exciting match, incredible, but David Carr, man, he's a step above everybody.
Can I throw it in there? You ready, Joe?
Yeah.
It's true. It's damn true. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Here we go, folks. It's your co-main event of the night. Giorgio Poullas, Arman Tsarukyan. Here we go. Folks, 3-time Ohio high school state champion, 2016 Ironman champion is Poullas. He's the real deal, not just the takedown guy on Israel, but then Arman Tsarukyan, number 2 UFC lightweight contender, all-time title winner, and of course, he has looked fantastic here in the area, Tsarukyan. As we take a look at the highlights here for Arman Tsarukyan and Chael, I mean, my goodness, incredible against Lance Palmer.
Oh, I really didn't know he was that good. We asked Tsarukyan about his wrestling. He said, you know, I did some as a kid. But that's how Tsarukyan talks. He's a very humble guy. He doesn't say a whole lot. But he also never turns down a challenge.
You know, he's a confident son of a gun, too, man.
And how about Mugzy, Kurt? You know, he's not just our hype guy. Man, you talk about Giorgio taking on Mugzy. Mugzy showed out tonight, but Giorgio looked fantastic against him.
Yes, he did. Giorgio was a step above. I thought he did an incredible job with Mugzy. Mugzy's a tough competitor, and I think that Giorgio is incredible. I think he's a great takedown artist. I love his take me down for $1,000 challenge on social media. It's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, he does a great job, no doubt about it. Let's take a look at Kurt's angle right now, Kurt. Here we go. These are the game changers.
All right, beware of half shots. Both of these guys are great at front headlocks, so don't get stuck with half shots. Shot out of a cannon. These guys both scored tech balls in their last matches, so they can rack up points pretty quickly. Who can swim in deep waters? Both wrestlers have not gone the distance in a match since they've been here. Can they outlast each other?
Wow, there it is. Poullas, Tsarukyan, it's your co-main event of RAF6.
Ladies and gentlemen, we move to the Real American Freestyle middleweight division. Please welcome Ohio State champion, Ironman tournament champion, wrestling out of Canfield, Ohio, Giorgio Poullas.
Well, here he is, Giorgio Poullas, a guy that has been made famous online with the takedown challenge. We're talking about a 3-time Ohio high school state champion, Ironman champion, Cleveland State. I mean, he really is done.
He got some stats, man. Yes, he does. He had a really good career in college at Cleveland State.
Yeah, I think a lot of people forget about that. They think it's just a viral thing. They think it's just an influencer thing, but he's got all the stats to back it up, Kurt.
Yeah, but my question is, I don't know how good he's going to be on parterre tonight. He's doing takedown challenges all the time, but has he ever done parterre wrestling?
It's a very good question, and we're about to find out the answer of it. Poullas on the mat.
A recent #1 UFC lightweight contender representing Armenia, introducing Batman Tsarukyan.
Kurt, I don't know if you heard the story, but Dana White landed his private jet at an airport. Dana White's getting out of the private jet. He's got a row of cars lined up for himself. He said a bigger jet pulls up. Tsarukyan gets out of it. Dana's getting into SUV. Tsarukyan's getting into a Rolls Royce. Dana looks over and goes, what the heck is going on here? It turns out Tsarukyan's a billionaire back in Armenia.
They take care of their fighters over there.
Cliff Ramos.
Now he is 1 of 1, is Arman Tsarukyan. Cliff Ramos will be your third man on the mat here.
You know what I love about him? He's a great wrestler, great fighter, but his personality, he's so damn funny.
It's that dry humor.
Yeah,
it's hilarious. I agree. But now, no more jokes. It is time for competition against Giorgio Poullas. Of course, a lot of, there's been a lot of wagering that's been out there. We saw a little a vault that's supposed to have money in it for the takedown. There's a lot going on.
Supposedly, there's $10,000 in there. That's what I heard.
We'll see if it gets brought out here.
Well, and the reason I choose to bring up Tsarukyan's family's money, which is kind of a weird topic, but I think he wants to be here. Like, Kurt, we came from wrestling where you're making nothing, you're trying to figure out how you're going to get your next tournament.
I know.
But that's what the sport brings. It's very few people that choose this life of discipline.
That are well off and they choose that
That's
life.
right.
You're exactly
I mean this
right.
as a compliment to Tsarukyan and to Tsarukyan's drive.
And wow, down
Okay, no, that was retaliation. Giorgio got him a couple times.
Boy, he gets mad fast. Why Tsarukyan get mad so fast?
Dang.
He headbutted Dan Hooker at a weigh-in a month ago and broke his nose.
As they say, you mad, bro? Oh, wow, here we go.
He wants a disqualification.
He wants a disqualification. Well, I mean, he has to continue wrestling. Otherwise, he's done. Is Poullas going to walk off? Let's go to Ben Askren. Ben, you're watching at home. What do you make of this?
Oh my God, that was so much fun. I'm dying laughing. Listen, you can't slap a fighter and not expect to get slapped back, Chael. You know that.
Well, listen, I don't know what he's telling the referee.
I pull my hand back some.
It's going to shed badly if Giorgio doesn't wrestle.
Referee just called for a delay of action and cost him.
This isn't going to stop, though.
This isn't going to end well.
This is not going to stop.
Gonna hurt him.
No, you're absolutely right. That's what we're looking at here. Poullas can do something to Arman Tsarukyan, and here comes Izzy Martinez. Okay. That's talking about taking the bull by the horns. Izzy Martinez comes out here, one of the founders of Real American Freestyle, and he's going to come out here and keep the peace.
He calmed them down. He calmed them down. He's good. They're good.
Are we doing business or are we not doing business? Here we go.
Yes, you're right.
We are live on Fox Nation, baby, and we are dialing up the heat, the controversy. It is Tsarukyan and Poullas. We're just a minute in. Can these guys keep from slapping the hell out of each other? That's the question.
And I'm not condoning flagrant misconduct, but I will just share for you. Look, these are open hand. Wrestling gets a little. I've seen worse than this. In all fairness.
No, I have to.
Oh, so shot clock is initiated here. Shot clock is on Poullas. Poullas has to go for a takedown, otherwise it'll be a point, which will make 2-0 for Tsarukyan. And here we go. Poullas thinks he has something. He has nothing.
Come on, Tsarukyan, stay in there. What are you doing?
I'll tell you what, we got a mad Arman. He's about to get a delay. The delay is in, and here we go, guys.
He needs to calm down, or he's going to get disqualified.
This is something that we've never seen thus far in RAF, and it's happening right now in our co-main event.
Well, something the referee's never dealt with, and by the way, he's doing a great job. He's calling this as best as you can call. He's keeping the peace.
It's almost like Tsarukyan just taking exception to any sort of any of the hand on the head. I mean, he just has a problem with it, period. He wants to turn this into, and that's going to be it. I think I don't know if this thing continues,
Look,
guys.
That's an open hand push, to my understanding. That's wrestling.
This is getting a little out of hand. He didn't hit him that hard.
He really didn't.
No, he didn't.
In all fairness, it's two hands. That's called a push. That's wrestling. And it was to the body.
Can we get out of this round? I really have a hard time believing we're going to get out of this round. 8 seconds left in round one because we want to see what comes of this. 2-1, Tsarukyan is in the lead, and that is the end of the round. Wow, that's...
You know what amazes me, Chael? I don't know how Arman Tsarukyan is not UFC champion. Can you tell me why he's not UFC champion?
Yeah, well,
he wasn't.
Boy, he's the #1 contender. I mean, he's got to get his opportunity, but he has beaten everybody but the champion. He's officially ranked #1.
Let me go to Ben Askren. Ben, what do you make of this? I mean, does Chael have a good point here? Is it just it's just a push? There's nothing there? Is Arman just taking too much out of that?
Well, I think Giorgio is a very average wrestler. If you look at his college record, it's not very good. And I think he's afraid of getting exposed. So I think he thinks his best way to win is to get Arman mad and get him disqualified. That's what I think his strategy is, which, hey, it's kind of working.
Yeah, I'm about to say, he's on his way.
Yeah.
He's on his way right now.
Then maybe Giorgio can still claim he's a good wrestler.
Well, the words of Ben Askren. Thank you so much, Ben. And we go into round number 2, but I mean, you make such a fantastic point, and we'll see.
Be honest next time, Ben.
Yeah, right? Yeah, tell us what you really think, Ben.
I see it the same way. Look, guys, I'm all for intensity, but if this continues, I will view it that Giorgio is attempting to get out of a match.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's exactly what Ben's saying, and we'll see if that's the case. Arman Tsarukyan, Giorgio Poullas. There is no love lost between these two. This is real. This is not an act. We have seen them leading up to this matchup, and this is all real.
This is getting intense. They're not even doing it a lot. It's getting intense.
Yeah, right?
You know, Arman started wrestling as a kid. I guess he started in MMA at 17 years of age.
Grabbing his finger. I mean, it's every little thing that Poullas could do. I picture him being like that little pest little brother that you had that just keeps kicking at you until you hit him, and then, you know, your mom and dad.
And then he cries to his mom.
I mean, my goodness, he is doing everything to push Tsarukyan over the edge. We're a little over a minute left.
He's been punched more times in this match than he has in MMA.
But the crowd is intrigued here at the Mullet Center because
they're on the edge of their
we don't
seats.
know what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Cliff Ramos gets in here, and there's going to be another point. It's going to go to Tsarukyan.
Stop doing it, Poullas. That's all you have to do.
Oh, wow. Oh, now he's mad.
That was an accidental headbutt.
That was an accidental headbutt, but it looked like a shot. It snapped his head back a little bit. Poullas and Tsarukyan, he's going to try to push him out here as Tsarukyan, and he will. That's a point.
Wow.
4-1, Tsarukyan.
You know what, though? I'm going to tell you this. Giorgio can still claim he's never been taken down.
Yeah, so far, right? I mean, that's kind of what we came for, was the takedown contest.
You got to believe that that's in Arman's head, too. I mean, he wants that takedown.
Yeah, he's winning 4-1, though, so
yeah,
he doesn't have to take him down.
He doesn't have to, but it's just the whole point. It's all the talk ahead of time.
If you're a man, yeah, you're going to want to do that.
And the little suit, the little briefcase with the money, the vault. I mean, we got to get a takedown, right?
Jeez.
Oh, my God.
You can't do that. You can't do that after the whistle.
Cliff Ramos going to have another word here, Tsarukyan, or he's going to go talk to the rest of the judges. Things are just boiling over to a whole new point. Let's take a look at the replay. Curtin Chael. I mean, it's just tempers flaring here.
Guys, I don't think I've ever been this quiet watching a match. They got me on my edge of my seat as well. I mean, this thing is intense.
Because how do you analyze it? It's not a whole lot to analyze.
Sure. And Tsarukyan in his match with Lance Palmer, just to go back to that, he had a couple of front headlocks, he had a couple of gun wrenches. Talking about changing elevation, getting to the legs, it's kind of a different level of wrestling.
I kind of have it in my head that he's going to go for the takedown, Chael, Kurt. I think he does. I think he wants that takedown, and he wants to prove a point here. Do you guys think he lays out?
I think he's going to try, yeah.
I think he will.
But he needs to keep his cool.
And it is a dance, you know, you kind of need your partner to play along in a wrestling match. He's wrestling, he's tying up, you're tying up, he's pushing and pulling. This is a little bit different. They both kind of just standing, staring at each other.
Yeah, just snapping on each other's heads.
So Giorgio Poullas calls over Izzy Martinez. Is he going to continue, guys? Is this the way out? Is he going to make a claim? Is there
this will not shed good on him. This will shed badly on him, on Giorgio.
Ben, we're checking back in with you, my friend. Is he trying to get out of this? I mean, or is there an injury here? What do we got here?
Well, if you were watching the hand grips, you know, you got to be nuanced to watch the hand grips. Giorgio was totally the one twisting them, right? He was engaging it every time. He was trying to twist. That was something Arman was getting mad about. And listen, he's pretty tired. And so I think he's trying to get a little extra rest right now because those steroids don't help you. They don't help you go for
Oh my God! Just tell us how you really feel. The unfiltered Ben Askren live from home.
Chael knows about this. Chael, what do you think?
Yeah, well, it is interesting. I kind of thought Giorgio was the aggressor as well, but Giorgio is the better actor of the two. He is definitely coming across with a little bit of sympathy from this audience, Ben. I'll just tell you, being here in attendance, the crowd's a little torn. Like, who's the villain here?
Yeah, they're not sure who it is.
Again. This is totally ridiculous.
Yeah, Giorgio
Someone
Poullas
needs to
here.
push Giorgio back out there.
Yeah, it does seem like he's trying to buy a little time. Is he going to continue? I think he is. All right. Kudos to him.
Moving, Izzy.
Kudos to him. Izzy keeps this one moving. Can we have a legit 2 minutes here? I don't know.
Just 2 minutes. That's all we're asking for.
Can we just get the 2 minutes?
Oh, no.
Oh, he wants that takedown.
Oh,
Giorgio! Oh, baby! Give two to Poullas. 4-3. Can he do something with it right now? And he cannot in the push-out. Oh, he doesn't give it to him. Did he not give him the push-out?
No, he did not, and that is the wrong call. That is the wrong call.
That's a tough call by Cliff Ramos. That may be reviewed. That being said, we're sitting at 4-3.
In Cliff's defense, that is a new rule by UWW, but RAF has made it very clear. There is no grounded opponent. If you step out, it will cost you a point, and he stepped out.
Tsarukyan is willing to risk it. He wants that takedown. I think he's going to shoot for it again. Poullas with the hand fighting. Ben talked about that. It's really been Poullas that's been tweaking and twisting on those fingers.
well, he has a certain way about him, and I think that's part of his tactic.
Did you ever run into any guys like Giorgio Poullas in your day? They're just trying to antagonize?
I would just beat the hell out of him.
I have no doubt. Is that it?
2.
Is that the takedown?
That's the takedown.
That's the takedown?
That is a takedown.
Somebody break open the vault. Tsarukyan just took down Giorgio Poullas. Or is that a push-out?
No, that's a takedown. He called it 2.
Got 2 points.
But it was 4-3, and now it's 5-3. So you tell me that's 1 point.
No, you make a fair point, Cyrus. There is a chance that our outside mat officials called it 1 and that Kurt and I didn't see it. We're telling you what the mat referee called was 2.
Yeah, because the score should be 6-3 if it truly was a takedown. And it was sitting at 4-3.
Yes.
Everybody on their feet, by the way, guys. There's so many people that are like into this.
It's like they want to see Giorgio get taken down.
Tsarukyan, 2 points. That could change very, very quickly. What has Poullas got in him? Can Poullas put it?
Nice.
These guys
Easy.
fighting again. 10 seconds.
Easy.
Stoppage here by our referee. Are we getting a point? No, we're not going to get a point. Oh my gosh, man. We didn't know what to expect, but I know we did not expect this. Poullas looks for the takedown. Tsarukyan stuffs it, and this match is over. Tsarukyan is and it has all broken loose as they are going to get these things sorted out here, folks. Izzy Martinez having to get involved. Chad Bronstein having to get involved here, folks. And hopefully security can get this taken care of. Emotions boiling over here at RAF6. That is not what this sport is all about, and we have got to rein this in. A lot of kids here watching, and this is not how we conduct ourselves.
This does not shed light on RAF, not at all.
We have cornerman issue more than anything.
Yeah,
If you guys are noticing, I mean, look, the athletes didn't do any favors, I get that, but we got cornerman issue at this point. They've got to settle down.
So here we go, folks. We got guys getting tossed right now. It's hopefully we can get these things styled in. We got a lot of fantastic security. We've got Colby Covington jumping up here. I mean, of course, Colby would jump in. I mean, I would expect nothing less. And everything. Need to get these guys to the back, and we got a lot of folks. Folks, it's RAF6 here. getting things sorted out. It was one of the most insane scenes that we have ever seen. Giorgio Poullas and Arman Tsarukyan. Who thought this is what was going to go down? I mean, the emotions are real, Kurt. Chill.
Well, you know what? They must have been holding it in the whole entire match until the match was over. They let it loose.
They got to get Giorgio to the back.
Yeah.
I can't see where Arman is, but they got to get these guys to the back. They got to get them separated.
Guys, I was making a case. I was making a case for him, but you can't close the hand. I mean, you just can't.
No, it got to be too much for Arman, right? I mean, he lost his cool.
You go from slabs, you go from intensity, you go from rough wrestling when there was a closed fist.
Honestly, I didn't think our Giorgio was too rough. I thought that he's a little physical. You know, he did snap his head a couple times, slapped him, but it was open hand. It wasn't anything that, you know, looked like it was like he was trying to hurt him. You know, he's just a physical wrestler. That's what I think.
Well, if you're ever looking for people to break up a fight, we got a lot of capable people in the house tonight. UFC champions, former champions, and collegiate All-Americans. They're all here. I was waiting for a few angle slams. I thought we might get an angle lock or something. David Carr drinking it in here. King David in the house. Giorgio, I mean, here it is. Well, folks,
the cameras are backstage.
Can you believe that we still have a main event to go? There is still a main event to go, a massive main event. Henry Cejudo and Urijah Faber. Of course, we got to get tempers a move, and Izzy Martinez just wants to get this thing moving, and I agree. Let's get to our next matchup. We have another exciting matchup coming at you. Henry Cejudo and Urijah Faber. Are you kidding me? The dream match that you didn't know that you wanted. We'll be back to the Mullet Arena here at RAF6.
All that you see within these four walls, the words you hear, are never to be repeated.
We will wine them, dine them, and turn them to our side.
That man is dead to me. Whispering and plotting the second that my back is turned. Abigail, he is an abomination and no son of mine.
He will never acknowledge me or the children.
The press here write as they please. We call it free speech. Hell is empty. All the devils are here. If we can't trust politicians, whom can we trust?
And welcome back to the Mullet Arena as we get ready for our main event tonight here at RAF6. What a historic night it's going to be for all kinds of different reasons. Let's take a look at the main event. Urijah Faber, UFC Hall of Fame, class of 2017, tied for the most wins via submission in UFC bantamweight history, and everybody loves the California kid. Henry Cejudo, the gold medalist in the 2008 Beijing Olympics, former UFC champion in 2 different divisions, and of course, self-proclaimed king of cringe. It is Cejudo and Faber here, folks. Henry Cejudo in 2008 at the Beijing Olympics, 21-year-old, became the youngest gold medalist in Olympic wrestling history. He would go on to become an MMA legend, winning world titles and defending them simultaneously in 2 different weight classes for the UFC. Tonight, he debuts in Real American Freestyle.
My name is Henry Cejudo, and I am from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm one of 7 kids raised by a single mother. Both of my parents came to this country, maybe not the most political way. My dad was an alcoholic, so I was raised by my mother. So as a kid, yeah, I mean, I was a kid that went to sleep hungry. I mean, to a lot of people it'd be tough, but I think for us it was just a way of life. But it's also like, it's also what's made me. Wrestling wasn't a escape or a way out. It was none of that. It was just a desire.
Henry Cejudo became the first high schooler to win a senior U.S. national title.
Like the people that I respect more than anything in this world is Olympic champion, world champion wrestler. I'm just like, oh shit, man. I know your battle proven, bro. Jesus, dude. Like I do believe like the toughest people on earth come from this sport. And I can tell you as a 2-division champ, I didn't even know that I wanted to do wrestling to become an Olympic champion. I knew that I wanted to become an Olympic champion. But when I saw wrestling, I was like, okay, that's it. I became Olympic champion, not just because of desire, but to not feel that pain of losing anymore. I mean, think about it, man. I won the Olympics 2 years out of high school, youngest in history at the time. I'll never forget grabbing that American flag, running and just crying. Ah! Like I was so happy, so emotional, so joyful that it brought sadness to me. I sacrificed my childhood. I sacrificed, you know, living out at the Olympic Training Center for 4 years. Finally, when they came through, I was able to breathe. I was able to say, dude, I knew that I could do it. I did it. Goodbye. Now I'm here with RAF.
The King of Grands, Triple C in the house tonight.
Main event with Urijah Faber.
Can Henry beat Urijah Faber?
Yeah, absolutely.
In an arena, I mean, who would have ever thought wrestling would be in, you know, so freaking public now?
Well, you will bend the knee to King Triple C!
Real American Freestyle has really taken the sport. I mean, to me, it's a dream. The lights are literally on the mat, and there's pressure that's added. I just turned into something different.
Well, maybe you could get it too, Chelsea on it!
Urijah Faber, I thought at one point we were actually going to fight. You know, you started the sport of mixed martial arts prior to me. I thought that one day we're actually going to fight for a title, but that's not the case because you didn't make it. But now in wrestling, I'm here to put you 6 feet down under. I'm here to retire your skateboarder ass for good.
Well, Urijah Faber, widely regarded as establishing legitimacy in the lightweight division in mixed martial arts, the UFC Hall of Famer and former WEC World Champion, now returns to his wrestling roots in a much anticipated face-off against his former UFC counterpart.
I've worn a lot of hats in the sport, but I'm always proud to be a wrestler. Stepping into the RAF pool of wrestlers is a big deal. As I'm getting older, I love to challenge myself. I've done some grappling competitions almost every year since I stepped out of the octagon full-time. I believe I'm good and I want to test myself.
Urijah Faber, you're up next!
I don't think it gets any tougher than the youngest ever Olympic gold medalist, Henry Cejudo. It's almost like getting a bye to the Olympic finals. I feel like Henry is a guy that is going to come to win, and I've got to find all sorts of ways to spin it how I think I'm going to win. Because I think the odds are stacked against me if you look at stats. I mean, he's younger than I am. He's an Olympic gold medalist, and I had some success with wrestling, but it's not the same. He might think this is going to be easy. Delusional or not, I think I can beat him. As I've gotten further in my grappling and wrestling career, I've gotten trickier. It's one thing to be a young guy that is in the best shape of his life, in his prime, with athleticism and being a guy that likes to break people. I was a pressure guy, not afraid to take chances, and that's the kind of wrestler that I've been. As I've become further along my career, training in multiple disciplines for years, I've used the things in wrestling that have worked for MMA, used the things in jiu-jitsu that have worked for MMA, and it's a really complementary style to just freestyle wrestling. It's aggression, it's big risks, it's big payoffs. I'm a guy that will probably not be hitting a low single on Henry, but I'll definitely try to throw him on his head. The California kid is coming for the gold medalist.
Here we are, folks. Main event time, Faber and Cejudo. Let's take a look at Kurt's angle for this matchup.
All right, guys, Kurt's angle coming up right now. What we got tonight is speed on speed. Both are quick twitch guys, very quick. Legacy and respect. It's Henry's legacy being an Olympic gold medalist up against the respect Faber has garnered in MMA. Laces out, Dan. Cejudo has an incredible leg lace from the top position. Urijah needs to be very aware of it.
Said laces out, Dan. All right, let's throw it up to Jazz Securo's main event time.
Tempe, Arizona, are you ready for your main event of the night? In the Real American Freestyle light weight division, please welcome Urijah Faber.
Well, Urijah Faber, a legend of mixed martial arts with a man. They got it all started in the wrestling room.
The California Kid.
I'm excited, you know, Juliana talked a lot about it, but this is a guy that was a legit wrestler, you know, a qualifier.
Two-time national qualifier,
exactly.
92 wins in college. He had the school record for the most wins at UC Davis. This kid's a great wrestler. He really is.
But is he Henry Cejudo good?
Oh, that's
We're going to find out.
Yeah.
And now, his opponent, Henry Cejudo.
Joe, I got to wonder. You know, Henry obviously has been on the wrong side of some fights here lately. You got to believe, big chip on his shoulder, back on a wrestling mat. Is he going to make a statement tonight, or is he going to have fun?
Not to mention we're in Arizona. I will tell you the only thing that will give anybody concern is the weight class. Henry Cejudo was the Olympic champion at 121 pounds. These gentlemen weighed in at an agreed-upon 160 pounds, and they tipped the scale this morning at 9 a.m.
Okay, I'm going to change my mind a little bit about the outcome. You know what's crazy? Henry Cejudo had the opportunity to go to college because he won the U.S. Open in high school. He skipped college wrestling went straight to the Olympic Training Center. So college wasn't an option for Henry. Henry wanted to be an Olympian, and he was.
So by the rules, he still has eligibility, and he can go back to college
Yes,
now.
he can. Yes, he can. Yes.
Triple C is in the house. Let's go to Jazz Securo for our main event introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tempe, Arizona, it is time for your main event of the night. For the sold-out crowd here at Mullen Arena in Tempe, Arizona, and all the fans watching live all around the world on Fox Nation. We're scheduled for 3 periods in the Real American Freestyle lightweight division. And now, introducing, he weighed in at 154.5 pounds. He is an NCAA Division I national qualifier, a 2-time Pac-10 placer, a former WEC featherweight champion of the world, UFC Hall of Famer out of Sacramento, California, the California Kid, Urijah His opponent across the mat, he weighed in at 153.2 pounds. He is a former UFC bantamweight and flyweight champion of the world, 2008 Olympic gold medalist wrestling out of Phoenix, Arizona, presenting Triple C, Henry Cejudo. Third man on the mat, Brock Zollinger.
Brock Zollinger, here he comes.
I was having a discussion with Urijah earlier today, and he told me that he never lifted weights in his life. How do you wrestle and never lift weights, or even fight in MMA and not lift weights? I never heard that before in my life.
For that?
No, that's an interesting one, I guess, when you're picking up human beings all day long.
Right.
Triple C and the California Kid. Love this matchup. Cejudo here in his hometown. Urijah Faber still a lot to prove. We talked about still very busy with combat jiu-jitsu. So this is a guy that's still very, very active. And when he got this opportunity, he jumped on it.
Yes, he did. You know what Triple C stands for?
Tell me.
It means he won an Olympic gold medal, and he won 2 UFC titles. Triple champion, triple sweep.
Ah, champ.
Yes.
I swear to God, I never knew. And I've done commentary with him.
I looked it up.
I never knew.
Hey, I got to tell you, Faber's already slowed it down, and you really are seeing the size difference. There's a difference from 121 and 160.
Yeah, big difference.
Henry Cejudo. No points have been scored. We are going to get the shot clock. Who's going on the clock? It is going to be, I believe Faber is going on the clock first. Faber goes on the clock here, 30 seconds to take a shot, to make a move. Otherwise, the point will go to Cejudo.
I'm actually a little surprised right now.
That Cejudo hasn't scored yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think everybody assumed that's where it was going to be.
Oh, there it is.
Fast when he wants to be.
And Triple C, 2 points on the board.
Gosh, this is going to be bad because Urijah never wrestled freestyle either.
And we're going to get
Partier. Oh, he's got a good defense. He did his homework.
And Zonge is going to, yep, there we go. Not enough action here.
That's the guy that takes pride in his work, man. Yeah, I'm very proud of him that he was able to do that homework. Working on his Partier positioning.
So here we go. 23 seconds to go. 3 points here for Triple C. And I believe he got the shot clock point as well. So he got the takedown and he got the shot clock point. That's why he's at 3-0.
I mean, if the shot clock expires and you don't get a point.
If Faber didn't shoot, then yeah, exactly.
Well, that's quick. Some people call that a snake bite, that little low single. Oh, Faber's gonna pull. Okay, referee blew that dead. Oh, time. Time is
expired. No point scored here.
I thought the ref messed up.
We need to get you your own little personal clock right in front of you, Chael.
Oh, I get so locked on the action. By the way, that wasn't 2 takedown there. But watch Henry change elevation, goes right to the heel of that shoe. Puts Urijah onto his backside there. Uriah's got no choice but to bail out. That's 2 points.
Chael, he's still quick at 160.
He really is. And now he's found he can get to that ankle. I would suspect he goes back to that again in this period.
Now,
he's going to go back to it, yes.
In RAF5, it was brought to light that Bo Bassett would be the next opponent for Triple C, right? He agreed to take that matchup on. I'm sure Bo Bassett has agreed.
I don't think that's a good match for Triple C. I really don't.
No, Bo Bassett's not a good match for most people.
He's on top of you the whole time.
I think Cejudo would take it, though. I think Henry is that guy. He said he would do it. I feel like he'll do it.
Well, Bo Bassett, man, his conditioning is impeccable.
He's a freak. Yeah. Hand fighting here, Cejudo and Urijah Faber. 5-0. Hush falls on Mullet Arena here as everybody is locked in on their guy, Triple C.
Nice. Whoa, that's quick.
He really is quick. He switches to the opposite leg. He's going to get an exposure here. He could get a fall if he could trap that cradle up. He's got his head blocked.
Oh, he's getting it. He's getting it.
He got it. He got it.
He got it.
Yeah, I think they missed it there.
I think he still has it.
Hey, Faber's fighting. What a stud. What a stud Urijah Faber is.
Boy, that's close.
He's not giving up, that's for sure.
You know how hard it is to want to get off your back when you're down by 7?
Right.
I mean, right? That's your opportunity
You're right.
to call
You know what? I might as well just get myself pinned.
Speaking of which, he has some time here. Can Cejudo put the finishing touches on for the Partier position, and he is unable to do so.
I'm impressed with Faber's Partier defense. I'm really surprised.
All right, Faber's still very much in this match. 7-0 for Henry Cejudo.
And I love your Bassett reference. I'll just remind you, I got to go back to 160 pounds. Because you do ask a question, well, why do you weigh 160 pounds, right? It's calories in versus calories out. If the Bo Bassett match happened, I think that would happen at 145. That would force Henry into a better shape.
You're right. You're
yes,
absolutely right.
Force him into
or Henry could make him go at 160.
Bo's crazy enough to do it.
Oh, you know he would. You know he would. Oh! Wow! The power of Faber there.
Faber's competitive spirit. I mean, we thought he was pinned a minute ago, and now he's about to score on the Olympic chase. Yeah, I mean,
he's got to do something here, though. He's
looking at Henry's not giving up anything. He's very stubborn.
In a split position there is Henry Cejudo.
Look. I love it, man. That's good sportsmanship.
Yeah, that's what we love. I mean, absolutely. It's main event time here. Henry Cejudo is on the marquee, and he is definitely living up to the hype. All right, Ben Askren back home here watching, and what do you make of this main event? Henry Cejudo a little bit slow to get started, but once he got rolling, he's looking a lot better.
Yeah, he's really quick to the low ankle still, even at his age. That's one of the hardest shots for an old guy to shoot. So I also, man, like Chael, appreciate how hard Urijah Faber is competing. He's a great competitor, and they're having fun out there.
They definitely are, and thank you so much for joining us here. Ben Askren back home. Always great to have Ben, a big part of RAF. Love having him on the commentary team. Triple C and Faber.
You're up 7-0.
Continuing.
Triple C is a little more relaxed.
What are we going to get here out of Faber in the third period?
He wants a takedown is what he wants.
And he do something with it. Faber tries, and Henry slips right out.
Master, come to you. Couple bangs. Bangs.
What do you think, Chael, I'm going to ask you, what do you think a potential future is with Henry Cejudo here? Do you think he's a regular here at RAF going forward? Do you think he kind of really stokes those competitive fires and he wants to take on these younger guys? Where do you think it's next for Henry Cejudo?
I've got limited inside information, but I can tell you when he signed his contract to take on Urijah, he signed a 3-match deal. And Chad Bronstetter is not very interested in bringing guys in on one-offs. Everybody's a 3, a 4, or a 5. Henry was a 3. So, yes, I believe that he's going to wrestle. I believe for the next year, we're going to see him.
And I believe he's going to continue on because he retired from MMA. So this is his only thing that he's going to be doing. And I really think that he's going to get really into it and fall in love with wrestling.
And there we go, right out the back.
I'll make you a deal, Cyrus. If I interview him, I'll ask him.
That's a hell of an idea, Chael. You should do that. You should ask him. 9-0 here. Can he finish? Urijah Faber, the California kid, 1 point away. Remember, if it's a 10-point margin, that is the end of the match. A technical fall here at RAF. And by the way, I just got a message from Bo Bassett. He said, "Let's do this at any weight, 160 pounds, no problem."
That's what
How about 180, Bo?
Right.
Hey, if you want to make an Olympic team, you better be ready to go through Bo Bassett. I'll tell you right now.
You're right, man. You're exactly right.
And that's it, right? 11-0. This one is a wrap. They give it the next 2 points.
Who cares? Faber fought him till the end. I'm impressed. I'm proud of him.
Yes, I am too.
Absolutely. What a performance there. Triple C comes out and proves himself.
Respect for each other.
And Urijah Faber, UFC Hall of Famer, comes out here and shows out, gives everything that he has. And great to see Urijah back in action. But it's really good to see Triple C back at what he loves to do, Kurt.
And he loves wrestling. You could see that tonight.
And I hate to say it, I mean, but if we had RAF, 12, 13 years ago, Kurt Angle is a big part of that.
I probably would have never gone to the, you know what, I probably would have gone to WWE, but I would have held me off for a little bit.
Yeah,
I definitely would have wrestled 4 or 5 more years.
All right, let's go up to Jazz Secura. We got to make everything official.
Ladies and gentlemen, it ends with 19 seconds left in the third period. Your final score is 11-0. Your winner by technical fall, Triple C, Henry Cejudo.
Go to Chael Sonnen here with an interview with Triple C, Henry Cejudo.
Oh, Henry. Oh, Henry, I would love to ask you 2 questions. When are we going to see you again and who's next? But before we do that, just off camera, somebody stepped on the stage, so I'm just going to hand you the microphone.
Давай, Meredith, you're next! You are next! Yeah, you did beat me, and you did pick my ass up. Bro, in April in Philly, I'm going to get you, I'm going to spank you, Meredith. Let's go! Sign the contract!
All right, April and Philly. Marab, welcome. Henry just called you out for Philly in April. Does that mean that match is a go?
I love it. I love the I love the show. This is the best wrestling show I've ever been. And as you guys know, I'm not a wrestler, but I did take down this gentleman. I did beat him his own sport, but now this is the wrestling. I know it's a big challenge, and I'm ready.
Merab, so I can be clear, do you accept Henry's challenge for Philadelphia?
Absolutely, yes.
I was not expecting that. Ladies and gentlemen, Henry, he did actually take you down in your guys' fight. Are things going to be different when we get to Philadelphia?
If Merab thinks he coming in my prime, he is mistaken. But this is my first love, and I'm going to make you bend the knee, Merab!
Merab, as the challenger, we will give you the final word.
Let's do it, anytime. Now I know you're tired, but I give you time. So...
All right, I'm going to step between this in light of what we saw in our co-main event. But ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Merab, and please give it up for Triple C Henry Cejudo.
Oh, man.
You know what? This will be a great match, but
Yeah.
I would much prefer to see Bo Bassett.
Well, I think, well, you said he has a 3-fight deal, right? So, yeah, Bo always stays busy. Bo's not going to have a problem staying busy. He's probably wrestling somebody as we speak right now.
Right now at this moment.
That being said, big shout out to Bo Bassett, but how about Henry Cejudo and Merab? And that's going down in Philly. So
cheers for Henry Cejudo, let's go!
If you needed any more reason
I'm
to
coming
tune
for
in,
you, my friend, let's go!
we love this so much. RAF is coming to Philly. That is going to be April 18th, I believe.
My
A
home
big
state.
show. Yeah, you got an easy trip. Kurt. What a night. Fantastic stuff. You know, Kurt, I mean, hey, how about this? We had the Wick fight, which was fantastic.
Yes.
Kadik, Evan Wick, tremendous matchup. Let's take a look at those highlights. You watched that closely. That was our match of the night.
Evan looked incredible. He had an amazing match tonight. Wrestled almost mistake-free.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Kadik is so incredibly talented, but Wick was just that much better this time.
Yeah, I haven't seen Kadik look that bad. Like, I've seen, the last time I watched him wrestle, he was incredible. Tonight, he didn't have such a good night.
Yeah, I mean, I look forward to seeing Kadik back. But here is our co-match of the night, Chael. And this one, Buchanan taking on Gibi. And this was a wild matchup.
Well, and it's still a learning process for Buchanan, right? I mean, don't forget, he had 9 freestyle matches in his life coming into this. One against a world champion, which he won. One against an Olympic champion that he won. So let's give him a little forgiveness, not to mention...
An Olympic silver medalist there.
He may have a broken rib or sternum. Yeah. We show grace to Stephen Buchanan.
No doubt about it. What a night indeed as everybody comes on to the match. Usually we have a bunch of kids, but, you know, things have been a little wild tonight. A little crazy night here at the Mullen Arena.
It might have been our best night yet, except for that fight.
Jordan Oliver.
The announcements of our winners. We do that every time. All of our winners out here to the mat.
Alirez.
So I got to ask you, one final comment, guys. I mean, hold on. Let me go to Ben first. We still got Ben. Ben's still out there in the ether. He's back home. Ben, one final comment. RAF06, what do you think?
Well, I had so much fun watching here from home. I wish I could be there. I'm only a few months out from being at every event. Evan was on fire. He totally deserved match of the night. That was a great match. I loved how hard Urijah fought. And I am totally excited for Merab versus Henry. That should be so much fun. Henry needs to get in a little better shape because, you know, Merab goes really, really, really hard.
Thank you so much, Ben. Continue the recovery. We can't wait to have you in person. Every event going to be absolutely amazing. What a night it has been, folks. But, you know, this train has to continue rolling on. We have another fantastic event coming up 1 month from today. It is RAF7, and it is going down in Tampa. Champa Bay is what they call it. Kyle Dake, Bo Bassett, Kennedy Blades, Kyle Snyder, Wyatt Henderson, and more. That's right. A special offer for everybody. Get 25% off your tickets, RAF7. That's right, 25% off. Limited time deal, and it ends March 1st. Scan the QR code, go to Ticketmaster, and enter RAF06. Kurt, it's a pleasure as always, guys.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun tonight, guys. Thank you so much for inviting me on this show. I had a lot of fun.
Chael?
A lot of hard work. I'm going to leave it at that. I thought that tribute, by the way, to Nate Carr was beautiful, and I would like to thank Real American Freestyle for doing that.
No doubt about it. What a night it has been. It's a special night here in Arizona. We keep getting better and better as we go. For Kurt Angle, Chael Sonnen, for Mugzy, for Jassakura, I'm Cyrus Bees. Good night and good fight from Tempe.
From the ashes, I will rise. No satisfaction without the fight. A man has limits, or so they say, but I never listen. Did it my way. I'm gonna take what's mine. I paid my dues. I dare you to walk a mile in these shoes. The beat in my soul just keeps getting louder. Give me some of that.